you ever get a chance to just think about what you'd ever want to do to a movie, your favorite movie? The script, the character, to continue on a story or perhaps maybe completely change it in any sense of imagination. That's where we're going to take you down today. We're going to break down a couple of our favorites and see where we can go with it from there. So sit back, grab some popcorn, and man the f*** up. It's time for the Loki and Jabroni Show.
Welcome once again, everybody, to the Loki and Jabroni Show, the most fantastic podcast on the East Coast. My name is Chris. I'm the Jabroni. To my immediate right, I bring you...
I'm Loki, Mr. Mike Smith, and to my right...
Strykerz McLynch.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
And behind the board is the magical, wonderful man of the hour, executive producer Eddie Focus, who will be chiming in on this episode as if he were just one of us.
Exactly.
Everything's on fire back here. What's with all this wood?
You chopped it.
I've got wood.
Stocking up.
Ed's going to be chopping that wood before you know it. Well, as you heard in the open, we're going to find some movies from our own personal collections, things we love, and movies we thought maybe should have had a sequel. And I'm going to throw a curveball at the very end.
Oh, come on, man.
You couldn't expect anything less.
No, what are you new? Well,
first time
it's
here.
only been like 60 episodes since I've been on.
Hour.
What happened?
Yeah.
Amateur hour.
Yeah.
I'm the reason we took so long to get ready.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's all right. So, as usual, we'll start with you, Mike. What's on your mind this week?
Actually, it's been pretty quiet.
Wow.
As far as the news and everything else is concerned. I don't have too much as far as, obviously, Sox being AL East.
Miss, congratulations on that.
That was fantastic.
I have a question about that.
Red Sox.
They did a Poppy closing ceremony, yesterday. It was his final obvious, regular season game.
Yeah.
They gave him a full 24 karat gold bat.
Why
not? Are you serious, dude?
Solid gold bat with etchings in it and all this.
Why not?
Could you just imagine that?
Having a solid
what would you
gold
do with
bat?
it, though? What would you do with that?
I'd like a solid gold anything. When I was 9, I wanted a solid gold dancer. But, to get that bat, that is a fantastic gift, and he's very deserving. Now, I have two questions for you.
Chris, I'm sorry, Denny Terrio is not available.
No, he wasn't a solid gold dancer. He was, what was that other dancey show?
He was the host.
It was bullshit.
Whatever.
Number one, they're retiring his number next season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas in the past, they've waited until they went to the Hall of Fame before they retired the number. Is that a good move on their part?
Absolutely.
Why? I think so. Absolutely. He's destined.
Not only that, everything that he's done since he showed up in 2004, let's not forget, Pedro Martinez is the one who said, hey, go get this guy. Get this guy.
Because they were misusing him in Minnesota.
Right. And they were like, trust me, get this guy. Yeah. And then what happens? Pretty much we won 3 World Series. And can I say it's strongly in favor of because of him?
Oh, yeah. I would
his
say
leadership. There's Big Papi and there's Little Papi. Big Papi is obviously David Ortiz,
and Little
Papi is the little dwarf Pedroia.
And I would say 75% of those championships were carried on Ortiz's back.
Absolutely.
Sure, you had Pedro, you had Schilling, you had Pedroia.
Yes.
The hero in one was Manny Ramirez, Mark Bellhorn. You had a lot of guys that contributed a lot to those teams. But at the end of the day, Big Papi was
let's just go more recently. 2013, in my opinion, was all Papi.
Well, didn't he win the MVP of the series that year?
Exactly.
Okay.
The beard thing was his little, it was Gomes' idea when they were drunk one night to do this whole thing, but Big Papi, of course, is the one who's like, yo, this is a good idea, guys. Let's do it. The beards all over the place. And then, of course, you got little scrubby Ellsbury trying to grow this, thing. And
it looked like mange.
You're like, dude, please.
13-year-old Scrudge.
You don't have to contribute to this. No, we're good with you, Ellsbury.
No, please shave.
Right. But, the other last thing that I wanted to do, which I thought was badass of the Red Sox organization, is Big Papi ended up, taking this he has this charity, the Big Papi, charity. I think it's for, kids and, ill-deserved kids. The Red Sox organization took $500,000 and contributed to it.
That's pretty cool.
On top of that, the owners matched that. So $1 million is going to Papi's
awesome.
Foundation.
It's great to see.
If I can just throw something in on that. I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not going to throw anything out there, but my boss's daughter in 2008 died from a brain tumor, and her make-a-wish was to meet the Red Sox. And Big Papi took at least 36 photos with this little girl, 10 years old, who was about to die from a brain tumor. And that tells me what kind of guy that guy is.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know what? That speaks volumes to me.
Right.
I don't care whether if I like the team or not. If I like the person, I'm going to stick with that guy.
Of course, in that respect, we talked about Jeter before, and you have mad respect for Jeter. You don't judge him by the clothes he's wearing.
I have the same respect for Jeter.
Yeah.
He was a great player, good dude, contributed a lot to society, and he's one of the salt of the earth guys. You don't see that a lot in athletes.
No, absolutely not.
Have you seen the commercial with Larry Fitzgerald that's been playing with the NFL?
Yeah.
When he calls his dead mom?
Yeah.
No.
It fucking killed me the first time I saw that.
I can imagine.
You know why? My dad.
Yeah.
2 years gone. Still, he was not a sports guy, but however, the sentiment resounds.
Yeah.
All right. The last guy that reminds me of Jeter just left your team.
Teixeira.
Yes. Awesome.
And the fact that he decided to retire this year, and you know what? He was a big enough player, I believe, that he could have had a sending off, much like Papi did. You know what I'm saying? And much like Jeter did, and a lot of the other ones out there. But that wasn't him. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta say, as much as it hurt to, get swept by you guys, Teixeira's freaking grand slam. How else could you want to go out, dude?
Look at it this way. That was a night, and that was my second question. That was a night where Teixeira, in one of his close to being final home games, Yankees are down 5-2 going into that inning, and Teixeira closes it out with a walk-off grand slam. 27 minutes earlier, because of a loss by Baltimore, you guys clinched the American League Eastern Division. Yeah. You're already the champions. That had to be deflating, but at the same time, with the exception of Kimbrel, who threw everything in the dugout that wasn't nailed down, including Pedroia. I thought I saw him fly by.
He did. No, did you see Pedroia come out and be like, what you doing, dude?
It had to be bittersweet. You still pop the champagne. You still have the celebration. Yeah. You've reached the mark you've wanted to reach and you worked so hard for, but man, what a downer. And even I felt great watching the ball sail out of the park and everybody's there to mob him, and the after interview was great.
To quote that popular Will Smith meme, I wasn't even mad.
Yeah. It's hard.
I wasn't mad, bro.
But I felt a little sadness because I know if it were my team clinching that division and you just lost the game that you're playing in, bittersweet.
But like I said, who else could you lose it to? Teixeira.
Yeah, it's good to have a guy like Teixeira.
You know what I'm saying? So he's just awesome.
He really is.
He really is, and I got to give it to him because, like I said, he could have went out any other way, and he went out the way that you expect him to. A hero.
He looked very uncomfortable on Sunday during his goodbye ceremony at Yankee Stadium.
I think it was. I mean, just the whole.
He looked like he'd have rather been anywhere else but where he was standing.
Right.
Just let me go in peace.
No, that's what he wanted. And that's why I think he didn't make such a big deal about it.
Well, and that tells me just what kind of guy he is. He's just like, I'd want no real ceremony.
Just for a little stand up for that, the last time you guys had a walk-off grand slam was Alex Rodriguez in 2007.
I know, dude.
So to have that name be replaced now.
Yeah.
Is kind of a nice little thing.
It's very awesome because anything associated with Alex Rodriguez can kiss my dead, cold, white ass.
I will not kiss your dead, cold,
white ass. And because you beat me to it, I got a little something for you. Yes. For those of you guys that weren't paying attention, the New England Patriots got shut out at home.
Yeah, boy.
For the first time in 23 seasons. And Patriots fans right now are going absolutely ballistic.
This segment is getting cut.
Shit. The fuck it is. And it's not the fact that they lost that bothers Patriots fans, because you lose. You have to lose. A lot of my Patriot fan friends are like, yeah, you can't win them all. We understand it. They're more angry, A, that it happened to the Bills, and B, that it happened at home, and that people are giving them shit. Well, sorry, 90% of Patriots Nation. all you do is talk shit. You're the new and improved Dallas Cowboy fan base. Every time I turn around, I got to hear about Tom fucking Brady and Rob fucking Gronkowski as if tomorrow they're going to walk across the Thames River barefoot with a robe on. They're not gods.
They might.
They could. Tom Brady could do that. What do you think? Are Patriots fans the new Cowboy fans?
No, they never will be. I'm sorry. There's something about that era of the Cowboys, and it's, what's that biggest thing that they just come out with? If our 4 Super Bowls is such a old school thing, how come your team hasn't caught up yet? Like, dude, really?
You can only have one winner a season. Guys.
Really, just stop. All right,
living in the
just
past.
Stop. Okay, no, seriously.
Well, I interject real quick, Mike. I watched a really interesting documentary on Netflix today. It was by CNN. It's the 70s, and the first episode was broadcast television, and the biggest thing they talked about was Monday Night Football in the 1970s, and the America's team, Dallas Cowboys. I get it. Everybody was a Cowboys fan in the 70s, early 80s. Right now, I'm about them. You know what? I think their backup quarterback is better than Tony Romo.
Oh, yeah, without question.
Absolutely.
Cowboy fans right now should be at church every Sunday praying that Romo never gets better because Dak Prescott is certainly the future.
And I think both of the Patriots' backup quarterbacks are better than Tony Romo in certain situations. However, are they going to make it to the Super Bowl? Who knows? Who really cares? Who really cares? At the end of the day, we're going into week 5. Who really gives a shit?
Talk to me again in week 11.
Exactly. Talk to me in week 11, 12, when it really matters and where everybody stands.
Because right now, and we'll go to the NFC real quick. Right now, ESPN this morning, we're talking about 2 NFC teams and 2 AFC teams as the class of the field. Patriots being one. And they threw away the one Steelers debacle last week against the Eagles. And said that the Steelers are going to rock. So it's Patriots-Steelers. Us two sitting here are wearing the colors of the 2 teams ESPN is calling about right now. What bothers me, like you just said, it's week 4. Sure,
it's too
both
early.
teams have looked impressive. Both teams have looked dominant. But it's week
but we're dominant on different sides of the ball.
Exactly.
Like you watch Minnesota Vikings and you can't help but watch them now because honestly they're everywhere and I love it. Of course, now
and look at your team. You lost Adrian Peterson.
Oh yeah,
week 2.
We lost our main quarterback.
You lost your quarterback.
Like before the season even started.
But you're still fucking playing good ball.
That's because of Zimmer. That's because we finally have a good coach that keeps these guys in focus.
I'm telling you right now, the coach is the backbone of the entire team. I don't give a shit what coach it is. I watched the Seattle's game last night. As much as I hate Pete Carroll, he's a good fucking coach.
Yeah. He's great, obviously. And he brought a team that was nothing.
Exactly.
They were nothing 10 years ago.
Dude, their uniforms were garbage.
They're still garbage, dude.
Garbage. They're a little better now, all right?
They look like high school uniforms.
That old silver green with the light blue. Oh, my God.
That was kind of crappy. And going back,
they look like old Pontiacs.
Right?
Exactly. They look like Pontiacs.
Yes.
They really do.
The Mike Smith that doesn't sit here with me week after week got fired because he couldn't keep that team together. They bring in Dan Quinn, and for 2 seasons, last year they started out 5-0. They finished 500. Not the best showing ever. This year, we're looking good. There's still things to fix, but to have a sports expert who does this day in and day out say Minnesota and Atlanta are the teams to watch, man, that fluffs your chest up just a little bit.
Yeah. Minnesota has been such a downtrodden team for so many years, and I give them a lot of credit.
We got a lot of shitty.
The purple people eaters are back, baby.
I love them, dude. Love them.
So we're going to take a couple-minute break here, and we'll be right back.
Hey everybody, it's Chris from the Loki and Jabroni Show. Are you looking for your next great tattoo experience? I've got something for you. Our friends at Sublime Ink Tattoo and Piercing Parlor in Groton, Connecticut. The address is 577 Route 12. Phone number is 860-445-4200. Go down and see our friends Dave Kovalik, Dana Batts, Justin Furr, or David Kruger. They are ready to give you your next great tattoo experience. Mention you heard it on the Loki and Jabroni Show, and maybe they'll help you out. Welcome back, kids. It's the movie sequel episode. And we're going to have Lynch start us off. You're the guest.
Oh, you're killing me, dude.
That's my plan.
So we're going to break down the rules.
Break down the rules.
Break down the rules for you.
If I had to do a sequel, a proper sequel, even if it already had a sequel, Back to the Future 2.
You would redo Future 2.
Absolutely.
What was wrong with it?
I was going to say that's part. So real quick, you can choose any movie that had a sequel or didn't have a sequel if you want to continue it, or much like you're planning on doing right now, completely twist. And if you do plan on twisting it, and it's and this is big.
It is big.
Because if you're working on a 3-way, then it was a
trilogy. You and Chris are out.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying it right now.
You're right. It's a freaking trilogy.
I've been in one of his 3-ways, and it's not fun.
I did not like number 2.
What was it about number 2?
We'll break it down.
The whole contrivance of the whole thing. The fact that Marty knew, this is my mom, this is my dad, this is my Biff. The whole future with Biff. Total garbage. Personally.
He knew who they were because he lived around them.
Exactly. But however, he knew how he could change that whole timeline. Mm. And he didn't do anything to do about it till the very end of the movie. The very end, when he knew he could be, oh shit, I'm going to get deleted. I'm done. I'm out of the timeline. That's just one of my little quirks with that movie.
Mm. Now, here's my question is that when the futures alternate, after the sports almanac gets into Biff's hands, and the future changes around him, everybody's memories change but his.
Right, exactly.
So he goes to the new alternate 1985. Everything's changed. He should already know. He should already know.
And it's a different fucking girlfriend. Come on, man.
I thought the second one was hotter anyway.
Come on, man. Butterfly effect. Butterfly farts in a fucking flower.
Claudia Wells had drug problems and shit. That's why she wasn't another one.
Yeah. Have you seen
Mike
her
said,
today?
No, listen, Mike said butterfly effect.
She's a hot mess.
I love that fucking movie.
She's good looking, but she's a hot mess.
Yeah. I'd still...
Chris, listen.
Go ahead.
Mike said butterfly effect.
Yeah.
I love that fucking movie.
That was a great film.
Great movie.
Could that be another one?
That's the perfect movie for a sequel.
Yeah.
The second one sucked.
I was going to say, there's 2 sequels to that movie.
Yeah.
They sucked.
Yeah, exactly.
But it had the second one had Kristen Crook from Supergirl, Superman, Smallville, whatever.
Super something.
Smallville. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot.
It is obvious to me you are not shy.
Yeah,
no, but
Lois,
however,
right? Was it Lois?
Lois.
She was Lois, yeah.
Lois.
Yeah.
However, but
it could be a possibility that the reason why things didn't change for Doc and Marty was because
they were in the slipstream.
The timeline knew they were going to fix the timeline.
It did change for Doc.
That's the whole problem I have with time.
Yeah, but Doc supposedly died.
I suppose that's a paradox, isn't it?
Well, that's the whole thing I have.
The only person that came back would have been Marty.
Right.
Marty came back.
The whole problem I have with the whole time change, whatever movie is the main characters know what they're up against. So they know what they have to change.
Yeah, but the biggest thing with that is when he went back, he thought everything was back to normal. He thought everything was good.
Exactly.
The only thing he decided to change was to leave the note to Doc. However, he didn't know.
He didn't know Doc already knew.
Well, not only that, he didn't know that Biff was going to get a hold of that almanac.
Right.
He had no knowledge of that. So when he comes back to his time, what he thinks is his time, it's been altered because Biff got a hold of that frickin' thing.
It's really convoluted.
This is one of the reasons you gotta also remember when this movie first came out. That was how many arguments did you have about time? You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, how
stop.
How old made me argue about time,
right? Terminator Genesis. That's all I'm saying.
You got to understand, like, when they were still dabbling in this idea, and Star Trek has hit on it a few times in the 70s, but this was the first movie that was really about time travel.
It really made you question the space-time continuum. It really did.
Yeah.
Well, even Star Trek 3 or 4. Think of
Search
that.
for Spock.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
But that was
Voyage
right
Home.
around. That was right
Voyage
around.
Home?
Voyage Home was the time travel one.
Okay.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
I'm
that
sorry.
was a little bit after Back to the Future. So that time travel thing was starting to hit pretty big, and we're like,
But it was a really huge thread
cash in
in
on that.
It was a really huge thread in the late 80s, early 90s.
Absolutely,
But,
absolutely.
to Star Trek's credit, they didn't change anything. They just took a whale.
I'll give you that.
That poor whale.
Actually, they took a whale and the doctor.
And learn how to communicate.
That Kirk never had sex with it ever again.
Poor Kirk.
Anyway.
My man.
Pork.
So what do you got, bro?
All right. Well, I would have loved to have seen a sequel. I can write it right now, maybe, for Hancock, which I thought was a good movie.
Great fucking premise. Drunk.
Turns himself
Superhero.
around with the PR
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
And Jason Bateman's hotter than shit right now.
He's awesome, dude.
And Will Smith is still hotter than shit right now.
My favorite is Cotton. All right, no, not he calls the other guy Cotton. It's gonna be a bold move there, Cotton.
Oh, yeah.
From Dodgeball.
Yep.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is
Pepper Lewis.
that is my
F&A.
F&A, Cotton.
Like you-
F&A.
Like you just said, you go from this drunken guy with powers, you learn who you are, the whole backstory's there. It told the story well. Now he's got the suit, and he's
Cleaned
I wouldn't
up.
say cleaned up and proper, but he's
was
still got
cleaned
a
up.
little bit of
His
vinegar in his veins.
Oh yeah.
So now it's the perfect avenue to take it to a sequel. Does he fall off the wagon? Is he staying on the straight and narrow? What kind of crime will be in front of him? Have the people embraced him? Like with, say you can go back to Batman Begins. People didn't embrace Batman. Then he does some good and they're like, oh, Batman, you're our hero. Same with Hancock. The first film made $624 million domestically at the box office. Mm-hmm. The solid story, they could have done something really good with that film. And from what I read, they did talk about making the sequel to Hancock. It just never got out of the pre-prod stage.
I like that idea, actually. I like where you're going with that. How would you like, did you have like a super villain?
I don't know about a super villain. I would like the crime syndicate type thing. Like they had the guy who had the hook for the hand in the first one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you have this angry, irate crime syndicate who's tearing up Los Angeles. There's only one guy that can save us.
Hancock.
It's Hancock. Get him bourbon and cocaine, and he's on his way.
So
whatever the case is, it would have made for fantastic cinema.
I'm gonna dog one. Independence Day, Resurrection.
Was that a sequel or was that a reboot?
It's a sequel.
Okay.
That's a sequel because what's his name's, that's his son. The pilot there is actually
That's right.
Will Smith's frickin' son. So it's actually a sequel. The aliens come back, this time with a vengeance. They've spent more time studying us, but guess what? We still win in the end. Oh my God.
And Brent Spiner lived.
Isn't that just impressive?
And I heard he was gay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Flamer.
is. Very, very.
Big time. He wanted to have sex with the aliens. He did. He really did. He wanted them aliens bad.
I'm going to say I watched that movie. I did not dislike it. I thought it was really, for what it was, very good.
It was in my eyes. It was part one. It was a reboot.
I didn't rush to see it because that chemistry with Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith was priceless.
It was, and I just like Jeff Goldblum.
I wish
he's great.
Will Smith was in that movie.
I
really
agree.
wish.
Well, they asked him, and he was sitting on it, and they were like, "Fuck it, move on without him." So then they killed his character.
Right.
They in the first 30 seconds of the movie.
So he takes a shit and $30 million goes on the toilet. Yeah, here you go.
I've only seen the first two Jurassic Parks because Jeff Goldblum.
I love Jeff Goldblum. He can't make a shitty movie. He can't make a shitty movie.
The newest Jurassic Park.
One was really good.
I thought it was really good.
It's great. It was great. I did. But I will
Chris
say
Pratt
this.
is awesome.
I will say this. It was kind of a rehash of the first one.
It's the first one in present circumstances.
Right.
It was kind of, we talked about it when I went and saw it. It was page and verse to the first one.
It really was.
It is.
It was. So, however, like I said, there's certain things that I feel shouldn't be touched. This is one of the reasons why I decided to go with this episode is just this reason. For shame on you guys for just trying to cash in on the money. Seriously. That's all you wanted to do was cash in on the money. Like that's it.
It had been 20 years. They saw an opportunity.
Let's be honest. Yeah, exactly. And
it's kind of like the new Blair Witch movie. I'm sure you saw it.
Sucked.
Okay. Whoa.
Loved it.
But
Hated it.
did Blair Witch need a reboot?
Sorry, Eddie.
Did Blair Witch need a reboot?
Yes.
Why?
I don't think
Blair
so.
Witch 2 was terrible.
Okay. But
Different story, different. It completely different timeline.
Right.
And completely different.
oh, dog fart.
They were just looking at the marketing aspect of it, looking to cash in. Oh, sorry, Abby. Looking to cash in on the marketing aspect of the first movie. The second one sucked. I will give you that, Eddie. The first one, excellent friggin' marketing.
Anyone who didn't see it in the beginning and didn't go through the experience of the website and all that stuff missed
Right.
out.
Yeah.
You can't sit somebody down to watch that movie and have them always appreciate
Bumblebees.
it.
Eddie, I will give you that. The first movie and oh, hello, cat. Anyway, I will give you that, Eddie. The first movie with the marketing, 2001, was phenomenal.
The hype was
phenomenal.
There. The hype was there.
they made you believe you
Exactly.
were watching like actual
It was
footage.
fucking incredible,
I
dude.
still wasn't sure up until like the sci-fi documentary started coming out.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I wasn't sure. The way they did
know-
the website, I really
Dude,
wasn't
they
sure.
tortured those kids, though. You got to realize that.
The moment I got
they did. They
moment
left those kids out there. Like when they were actually at each other's
And that's
throats.
why I loved it. The first
Right.
movie was
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal.
They were really
it was
at
it was
each other's
marketing
throats.
at its best, and it was
yeah.
let's
People were talking about this
Exactly.
This is real. And then I don't know, it was 2 months later, it was the MTV Music Awards, and there's the 3 kids on stage
Yeah.
giving away an award. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
every Friday, every Monday. They were talking about that movie. It was fucking incredible.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, on that Blair Witch 2, that was a scripted
That was
garbage. That was
You know what's funny? That director normally did documentaries. He has not tried to film a regular movie since.
he's a smart
That's
man.
good.
why.
He's a smart man.
Good.
You got one for us,
What do you got, kid?
executive?
Come on, Eddie.
Oh man, you changed the game.
I told you it could go either way. It can go either way.
Kind of like you.
And like I said, and just for me to close up on that, so everybody doesn't think I just came up with like a vanilla reason. It really did feel like to me it was the first movie all done up again. If the aliens were that technologically advanced and they had that much time,
I know where you're going.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, we don't stand a chance. I'm just sorry. And it was the same thing again, up the pooper, some freaking, it was just
What's
just
the problem
crap.
with sequels is they don't always. Most of it is cashing in. I like the James Cameron philosophy that a sequel should stand on its own. Like you could watch Terminator 2 without watching Terminator 1.
Without a doubt.
And still be like, God damn, that's an awesome action
Agreed.
movie.
Agreed.
So same thing with Aliens. Like you don't need to see Alien.
I thought,
to
like
watch
I said,
Aliens.
I still to this day love Aliens over Alien. I mean, Alien
Yeah, a lot of people
opened the
do,
door,
yeah.
right? Alien opened the door for something you've never seen, and then Aliens just took it to the next level and was like, in your face.
I think a movie that deserves a proper sequel, Howard the Duck.
Yes.
I heard rumors though.
Almost.
Showed up.
Almost a good.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes,
So-
at the very end.
And let's be honest, for when Howard the Duck came out, that was incredible. The puppeteering back then, those scorpion things
I
were
don't hate
badass,
that movie.
dude. I don't care. I don't
I
either.
don't hate that
There's
movie.
nothing
A lot of
It's
people
got
hate
Leah Thompson. She's hot.
Seducing a Duck.
Yes.
Yeah, that
great.
bothered
It's got
me a little
duck
bit.
boobies.
that was
Yes.
That bothered
Play
me.
duck.
Play Duck.
So Marvel, if you're listening, give it a shot.
Oh god.
Hey, like you said, Guardians of the Galaxy, they threw him in the end there. I was clapping when I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
He was classic Howard the Duck with
It
a
was.
martini and the blazer.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Let's be honest, that would have been badass. Absolutely.
I think they did poorly on the Howard Duck.
Would you make it a part 2 or would you do a complete reboot?
Reboot.
Well, they'd have to reboot it because Marvel has a property now. But if they did a straight sequel, I wouldn't be that upset.
I wouldn't either. I would like to see
Yeah.
where they went with that.
I wouldn't be upset. But you know what? The funny thing is Howard the Duck is technically the first Marvel movie ever made.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep. I agree.
1983.
I think, well, theatrically, it's the first movie. There's been Spider-Man TV movies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And they even had a
Horrible.
Yeah. A horrible Captain
Are you
America.
saying Nick
Horrible.
Fury was a terrible Spider-Man?
Horrible crap.
He looked like a deer in headlights every
Yeah, he
fucking
did.
scene, dude.
Terrible. 1986.
And I think
is the
Blade
answer
was
to
the
your
second
question.
The worst
Say Blade,
costume
yes.
ever.
Yes.
I'm looking
absolutely.
at the pictures now, and yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was pretty terrible looking.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they were horrible.
Horrible, dude. Horrible.
I remember those, dude. I remember those.
But she looked good in that little teddy.
So
in that
back
one
to you,
scene.
McLynch.
All right, so in my young science fiction life, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. What happened when Roy Neary went into the mothership? Mike?
When I think he actually became how did the Borg assimilated?
Chris?
You know what? I would have to agree with Mike. That's where my mind would go. He
But
became one with.
I think he's banging Fox Mulder's sister.
But as a 8-year-old kid, I was like, holy, my father brought me to a drive-in the first time to see Close Encounters without the mothership. 2 years later, flash forward. What happened once he went into the mothership? What did those aliens show him?
Exactly that, and that's what type of door do you want to open from there? Is it going to be just what happens after that, or is it going to be going into a whole other world where
Exactly.
they go back to their home planet and maybe their home planet's dying, and because of his ingenuity, he actually ends up saving the planet.
Can he save the planet? Can he save alien kind?
His new family, right? His new
Exactly.
family.
It would
Exactly.
be interesting to see that character come back after X amount of years and then deal with his life dealing with being someone that's been there and back.
right. And to
Like,
see what
because the
world's
first one was about
become.
him basically loses his whole family. Like, it's pretty tragic.
Yeah,
He
he
loses
yeah.
his whole family over this obsession.
Yeah.
He gives up his life. He gives up his whole existence to go on the alien ship.
He's a deadbeat dad.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
Daddy.
So
I can't wait to see his child support payment when he does get back.
that would be great.
I
The
don't wanna
ending
see
to
it.
the movie. I just saved the alien kind. I wanted to come back and tell you I became something. That's great. Here's how much you owe in freaking back child support.
Both your sons went to college. Leave it to Loki and Jabroni show to ruin
course.
everything.
Yeah. Your childhood ruined.
That's what we're here for.
All right. So I'm not going to go movie per se. We're going to go with that whole, made for TV miniseries movie, It. I know they're making a
Oh, my
remake.
God.
I know they're making a remake. I would love to see that story continued through the generations, though. When the kids, you know what I'm
dude,
saying? Because
unbelievable.
this guy, Pennywise is a freaking demon. You know what I mean? This is what he does, is just torture people. And to see a remake is going to be cool. Like I said, I really like how they made him look. I mean,
I like the guy they picked to play Pennywise.
that's what I'm saying. I
don't know
love
if you've
how
seen,
he looks, man.
what's that show? Hemlock Grove on Netflix. If you watch that show, Hemlock Grove,
I think I've heard of it.
he's in that show and he plays this creepy vampire-like kid, and he's just like, he's perfect.
Yeah, no. When he's got that
he's one of
makeup,
the Skarsgård kids.
if you
Yes.
see the makeup,
Yeah.
they got him in.
Stellan or
put him on
Alexander or
Weekly
something.
whatever.
He's
Yeah.
one of their kids, but he's like creepy as fuck.
Yeah, he looks fantastic in that makeup. I like that they're doing a remake. I'm not upset about it. I do want to see a part 2. I would love to see the story continued. Like I say, follow it through generations.
Well, most of Stephen King's books take place in the same town,
Oh, I know.
so you could easily do that.
Yeah.
Dairy Maine.
He's got a few in Derry.
Needful Things.
Yes. Oh my! Let me tell. Quick story about Needful Things. The young kid. Oh Jesus Christ! The character is escaping me, but he plays the kid without teeth.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
My friend's nephew. The most incredible kid you'll ever fucking meet in the world, and he's just so down to earth, so really, really cool. And he's been on Jay Leno, he's been on Conan, he's been on any nighttime talk show. He's so good, such a good kid.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if he's Gaetano Matarazzo. I can show you a picture.
Sounds familiar.
It does.
Yeah. And the phone's ringing. So we were just talking about Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. Good show. My wife's best friend's husband, his nephew is Gaetano Matarazzo on the show.
Wow.
Yeah. he plays a kid. I don't recall the character, but he has no teeth. And that's a real, actual thing. That's a genetic thing. He has no teeth. Those are false. That was in the show. Incredible kid.
Wow.
Great show. We binge watched it. Luke Cage.
Oh, that's
have you seen that on Netflix? Oh my God, dude.
I haven't started the show yet. No spoilers.
No, that's what I said. I haven't started it either, but
spoil it for Eddie. I will not spoil it for anybody on the show.
He got hit in the head with a baseball bat recording that.
Yes. Good times, man. Good times.
It's insane, man. That's just insane.
Chris, what are you doing?
So what do you got, Chris?
All right. Well, one of my favorite movies as a young man, teenager, was Ferris Bueller's Day Off. What a great film.
Love it.
Stole my next idea.
Did I really?
You son of a bitch.
Great minds think alike. But I want to do it when he's 40. You know, Ferris has got a job. Him and
Super Bowl did it.
They kind of did it, not on a grand scale.
Fuck you, Falcons. How do you do that, though? How do you do that?
He's at work. He's just not doing anything, or maybe whatever.
You get those days. You wake up and you're like, man, I don't want to go to work.
I'm taking a mental health day.
Screw this.
Bring back Mia Sarah. I don't remember who played Cameron.
Oh yeah.
Cameron's got a job. Everybody's got jobs. Everybody's got kids. No, we need that one day just to go out. And I want Cameron to reprise the song, "Let My Cameron Go." I just want to hear that one more time. But think about the adventure he had at 17 could be amped up, ramped up, and just off the charts at 40 or 50 or however old he'd be in this film, to have the same three just go through and be ridiculously retarded one more time. Anybody?
That would be awesome.
Bueller?
Yeah, it would be.
I would actually
I'd be kind of torn about John Hughes not doing it, but because he passed away.
Right.
But kind of goes into the film I was thinking, which is The Breakfast Club.
Nice.
At 40.
I'd like to see them deal with their kids in school, and Judd Nelson's character can complain about participation trophies and stuff.
That's a great idea, dude.
That is a good idea.
Great idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, due to illness, the part of Judd Nelson will be played by Jabroni.
No.
Fucking participation trophies.
Fucking
Ain't no way you banging Molly Ringwald.
That's bullshit.
It's just a movie. There was no skin on skin.
She's probably Ringwald.
Come on, you know they boned.
Probably.
It's Judd fucking Nelson.
They probably
It's
did.
Rodimus.
I'm telling you, they probably did.
Prime.
Good point.
Hot Rod.
Not a movie that deserved a
Hey,
sequel.
but by the way, they are coming out once again with another copy of this. If you're Transformer buffs like we are, there has been 7 times that you've been able to own this movie. Since the VHS, the old plastic VHS, you have had all these chances of opportunity. This one is going to be the 4K Blu-ray.
Yes.
It's going to be badass.
I'll buy it again.
I was going to say, are you dropping
Of
money
course.
into it?
Well, I bought the DVD last time because Spike actually said, "Oh shit!" So
yeah,
that's just how lame I am.
and that's what they said they're going to do it again. It's going to still be.
It should be the original movie.
It should be the original as well.
Nice.
So that's going to be nice right there.
Was that your pick now, The Breakfast Club?
Yeah, I'll go. I think
sticking to it?
The Breakfast Club would be an interesting sequel. Like I was saying, I'd be interested to see them all, like, they have to drop they just happen to be dropping their kids off for detention, and they decide to go somewhere and bitch about their miserable lives.
Wasn't that St. Elmo's Fire?
Pretty much. Yeah. Pound it out, baby. Pound it out.
They were college kids, I thought.
Whatever.
Yeah, kind of. But it was close enough.
And it was only like 2 of them actually in that movie.
Well, yeah, technically, but
Get your brat pack right. Do you even brat pack, bro?
They were all over the place there. No, I did One Crazy Summer, thanks.
Wow. Oh, dude. Savage Steve Holland. Pound it out again.
Dude, there need to be more of those movies. What happened to that guy?
Better Off Dead, dude.
That movie was great.
I don't know that you could do that one over again, but that was a great
movie.
film. That was a great film. I don't know that you could do that.
Dude,
I want my $2.
What
would it be now? It'd be like $16.50.
Yeah. When he got stuck in the Godzilla suit, though, and he was freaking stomping through in One Crazy Summer, and that Asian oh my God, dude, I was dying.
Was it Better Off Dead that had the Chinese guys who thought they were Howard Cosell?
In the car, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is Howard Cosell.
Lane Maya.
Because part of the movie was him getting his Camaro back on the road.
Exactly.
I'll never forget those Chinese guys, man. They were the best.
I'll never forget those 80s comedies.
That's another movie.
What other film?
Love the fucking 80s.
What other film was that guy in? The Howard Cosell Chinese guy. Quick, picking your brain.
Couldn't fucking tell you, dude.
Karate Kid 2.
Yes, sir.
What the hell,
He was the main villain guy
Are
in
you serious,
Karate
Eddie?
Kid 2.
Right now, pound this out.
You insult my
Get out of here, dude.
I kill you.
That's what I think every time I hear that. I kill you, Joe.
Oh, look, little baby toy. Maybe baby want to come take it back.
How the fuck did you know that?
How did you not know that? That's what kills me.
Brain damage? Maybe?
Okay, could be. I'll let it.
I do have a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor
at all.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick time out here, give you our station identification, and be right back.
Are you looking for a great DJ or karaoke service? Look no further than Viking Entertainment. This area's largest and best DJ and karaoke service available. KJ Loki and KJ Lady J will take care of your every need. Wedding, Sweet 16, bar, they can do it. Dial 860-204-6876 and get Viking Entertainment for your next party, event, or bar function.
And welcome back. All right, Lynch, what else you got for us, man?
So proper sequel, not necessarily one that's already been shot, filmed, whatever.
Right.
Proper sequel. Let's see. Jaws.
So
Thoughts?
I
like Jaws 2.
I was gonna say, I think
Jaws
2 was good.
I thought 2 was good. It didn't match up to the original. Everything after that was garbage.
Yeah, the fourth one.
Oh my God.
The shark personally chasing down Mama Brody or
I'm going to bring you to the Bahamas. I'm going to eat you up.
True story. When Michael Caine is asked about Jaws of Revenge, he says it paid for my house.
Exactly, dude.
Hey, I have nothing against him, man.
I can't fucking blame him, dude. Yeah. Hello.
He's on his way. Here he comes.
Sequel music.
No, part two, I didn't mind. That would be one of those when it popped up, I still kind of sat there and I watched it because I think it was the original shock. It's much like Aliens. The original shock of Jaws is gone, and now this one, it's like, how can you make it better? And that's what I think they do. In Aliens, they do perfectly, obviously. How can we make it better? There are more fucking aliens at people. But let's give them a chance and put them up against kick-ass Marines with great equipment and show them that even if you do have this badass equipment, you still have no chance.
Well, again, I challenge you guys, the three of you, to come up with a sequel to Alien without showing the alien, like they did in the first movie. That shocks the fucking shit out of you.
You can't.
You really can't.
The alien's already gone. Like the image of the alien is already in your head. So to hide the alien the entire movie is asinine. I mean, people already know it's there.
I disagree. I think you can.
Again, like Eddie said, it's the whole shock of the first Jaws is because Bruce, the shark, mechanical shark, malfunctioned most of the movie. Is the reason they left it out of the majority of the movie. Until the very end when it eats Robert Shaw and then comes back after Richard Dreyfuss. And look at Alien. You look at Alien about an hour and 19 minutes into the movie, you don't see the alien. All you see is a scare.
Hardly at all.
At all.
Yeah.
You see the scare. You feel the tension. You feel
And that goes back.
Holy shit,
you can
dude.
point to just off the top of my head, Scarface. You don't see the guy getting chopped up by the chainsaw. You see blood squirting. You hear the screams. It's what you don't see that makes it that
And
much
that
better.
movie, that whole scene, the chainsaw scene in
X-rated.
Scarface, triple X rated.
Until they took, 5 seconds out and they got the R. All of 5 seconds.
You want to hear a secret on that?
Go ahead.
They did nothing.
Really?
Brian De Palma submitted that movie again with the same fucking shot, the same blood.
I had heard they cut
same
5
scene.
seconds out.
No, the same scene, and he got the fucking R rating.
I'm guaranteeing there was other people watching that film in the ratings board, not the same two.
That whole ratings board thing is a fucking fallacy, dude.
Yeah, it's a sham.
It's a bunch of 50, 60-year-old Hollywood
It's like the Grammys for movies.
Exactly, dude. It's just a bunch of 50 and 60-year-old fucking women, men,
Jethro Tull,
who have no kids invested in this whole thing.
It's not a law either.
No.
You don't have to go through the ratings board.
No.
But
if you don't, theaters might not carry your
exactly what Eddie said. If you don't submit your movie for a rating, they will fucking kill your movie. Mm-hmm. They'll bury it.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 never went through the ratings board.
Exactly. And it was rated X.
And they still put it wasn't rated. It was rated. So they still put it through the theaters, and it still made money.
Well, because of the name, you had to say Scarface was the first and never had a sequel. But the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre did such great money for that time. You could have put a bunch of guys farting on a snare drum and called it Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Well, here's the question: could you make a Scarface 2?
I think you could. And being that it's like one of my favorite movies of all time, you have to carry the story. Who lived? Mama?
That's it.
Sosa?
Yep.
And Elvira, the wife.
That's it.
Was she pregnant? Did she have an heir to the throne? Where did Sosa go from there?
I don't
what did
think
Mama
those work,
do?
Man.
But no, and
that's
see,
like
and
Son of Godzilla.
You
shit.
could. And your question was, could you make it?
Just because your dad was a badass does not make you a badass.
They did.
Look, not to twist it around on video games, but look.
Scarface 2.
When?
It was made like 2009, 2010.
Killing me. Go to the Google machine.
Go to your phone. Look it up.
Producer not to bring up video games into movies, but honestly, have you ever played Red Dead Redemption?
Yes, I did. I love that fucking game.
You go through this whole game and you're badass, and then at the end, you go out a hero, essentially. I mean, I was aiming for the main guy. That's what I was doing.
Always.
As long as you're dead, I don't care. Like, shoot me up. And then you turn around and you get to use his son. And it was like, like, I hate when they do that. Like I said, just because your dad was a badass does not instantly make you a badass, and it doesn't make the people want to love you.
Exactly.
Rocky Maivia is perfect example of that.
I agree with you.
When he first came out as Rocky Maivia, people booed the shit out of him. We're like, wait, we have to watch you because you say so? No, right. We're good about it. It wasn't until he completely changed his image.
The only thing I got on anything Scarface is that Scarface remake or reboot is moving forward, and that story published in March of 2015. Again, leave it alone. Don't reboot Scarface. It's perfect the way it is. But your question originally was, could you make a second Scarface? You could. Those are the three remaining characters that anybody remembers. There were three top characters: right. Mama, Elvira, and Sosa.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ways you could go, but when Tony takes 7,000 bullets and falls into the pool in his own foyer, the franchise is pretty much fucked.
It's pronounced foyer.
Yes, foyer.
Well, he was foyer. Okay?
Yeah. Gay-yay. If you're gay-yay or chai, however you want to look at it.
Clearly chai.
Again, don't touch it. Don't fucking touch it. I point to Blair Witch, and having not seen it, I'm going to wait when it comes around to like Blu-ray and DVD. I will watch it. I always give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll see if it stands up. I hated the original because it gave me fucking motion sickness watching it, but the story was solid.
They improved on that.
Good.
So that's not.
Look, some of them, dude, like Jumanji's got a new one coming out. I gotta tell you what, I'm not gonna try to dog it. I love Robin Williams Jumanji. I do.
Well, look at that. Look
movie.
Look like this. Since you bring up Jumanji, what if somebody today made Doubtfire 2? And it's not Robin Williams.
He was going to.
It was in pre-production. Yeah. They were in writing stages, and then Robin Williams is gone.
You could do it. You could do it
with Ted Cruz.
It just be Ted Cruz could be the cousin.
Ted Cruz could do that.
He could be the cousin.
They could. Who's the gay guy that's in every movie, including Independence Day? The bearded guy.
Harvey Firestein.
He's still alive, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
They could just bring him back with like the brother, and he puts on the gimmick, and he goes in, hello, and all that bullshit. They can do it. But again, there are certain movies that shouldn't be touched like that. Let the one-off stand alone, man, because seriously, as much as I love The Godfather, and they made two more, The Godfather 2 stood up, Godfather 3 blew chunks. They could have stopped at the first one and let it go.
So let me ask you guys this.
Go ahead.
Given the current environment with remakes and where we are cinematically, do you think they should have even moved forward with Star Wars.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, not being a star,
Absolutely.
not being.
And let me add to that.
Did they have stories to tell?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever read any of the books?
I fucking love them.
That's what I'm saying. They had plenty of fucking stories.
Alan Dean Foster, dude. How can you not fucking deny that?
I do prefer if they had done the Heir to the Empire story. I think that's classic.
I will agree with you, Eddie. But looking at The Force Awakens for what it is a perfect footnote, finger quotes. You can't see it, but finger quotes to Return of the Jedi.
Look, you want to know what The Force Awakens was? The Force Awakens was Disney saying, fuck you, George Lucas. We are going to make this
Thank you.
the way that we want to make it. And fuck you, George Lucas.
And George Lucas.
Lucas, guess what he did? He bitched to the people and said, oh my God, I would have done it so many different ways. Then don't sell the franchise. You sold it to Disney, you dumb son of a bitch. Shut up.
You reap what you sow at
From now on, guess what? They're getting made any fucking way that they choose to.
He's got more money than Trump right now.
Let me tell you, George. You sold the franchise. You have no involvement.
That's what I'm saying.
Guess what?
Shut up.
This is
shut
the
your mouth.
perfect
Shut your gazillion dollar mouth, George.
This
Lucas,
was all on toys, on merchandising. He even says in 1979 or 1980 when he was making the Empire Strikes Back, he said the smartest thing he did was sell the merchandising rights to Kenner.
Kenner made millions and then pissed
How
it
many
away.
fucking millions?
I would just like to say too, like, and a lot of people forget this, like, he did not direct Empire or Return of the Jedi.
No, Aaron
Kirshner and Richard Marquand directed.
Yes, and they were
not about being a director.
They were superior movie. I personally think they were superior movies to Star Wars.
Absolutely.
Because of that. Well, what I'm saying is because George Lucas directed the prequels, the acting is very stale.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You know, there's
I am Anakin Skywalker.
I personally casted the film.
Yeah.
We got Hayden Christensen.
That was terrible.
Sucks.
Ewan McGregor is the only saving grace from that movie.
And Liam Neeson in the first movie.
I like Liam Neeson.
And
He's always been my favorite
I hope
Jedi.
Ewan
Sorry,
McGregor
Qui-Gon
gets his
is my
own
hero.
spin-off film.
That's good.
Qui-Gon's my hero.
His entire character is perfect.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys watch this, Star Wars Clone Wars on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Netflix, holla. But anyway,
We should be getting money from Netflix.
awesome.
Working on it.
Fucking series.
Don't mention Netflix.
You know,
without getting paid.
I went to the theaters to see the first prequel. I was so disgusted. I didn't watch the other two until about 3 weeks ago. I watched the second one.
Dude, I waited in
forced
line.
myself.
So how I would
to
change
watch that one.
that entire backup is follow exactly what that little hype was going on about Jar Jar actually being the real Sith Lord.
Yeah.
That would
be fucking awesome, dude.
badass.
Here's the thing with the prequels.
That would have been badass.
Here's the thing with the prequels.
If that whole time, just imagine this, right? You have this whole scene and you got Anakin. He's just so badass right now, you know, and you got, you know, full bearded fucking Obi-Wan ready. And he's been through the Clone Wars. They've been through everything, everything. And all of a sudden the doors opens up and all of a sudden you just see this face and he's cloaked at first. And all of a sudden you hear, Misa says you fucked. And he takes it off and he's got fucking like two fucking super claws on his fucking hands and he comes out and just force fucks them to death.
Which would explain why he goes by the name Ben.
Yeah.
Because Obi-Wan Kenobi is the Jedi that lost to Jar Jar.
Right.
Exactly.
It's all coming together.
Dude.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's the guy who got his ass kicked.
Dude, Jar Jar kicked his ass and then took over the whole galaxy.
The thing I hated about the prequels is when George Lucas fucked up, his solution was to change the other three movies.
Yeah.
That bugged the hell out of me.
It did.
Yes.
I mean,
absolutely.
Those were staples of our childhood. Do you not agree?
Yes.
100%.
Absolutely.
And I didn't hate the special editions. It's what he did.
No, when he
after
added stuff.
97.
Right,
when he changed like the end when he put Hayden Christensen in the fucking
In the
end of
fucking, he's
It might
now
have been
Darth
Jedi.
Vader.
Jedi's always been my favorite one.
Yeah, absolutely. Mine's Empire Strikes Back.
I do. Here's the thing. I think
love
Empire
Empire.
is the better movie. I do, but for some reason, Return of the Jedi, I like.
Empire's a
You
better
know what
story.
I like about Return of the Jedi? It's closed. You can have closure right then.
They could have ended the franchise
you can
on
end,
that film.
right.
Exactly. You don't have to. You didn't have to do the
And then
new
I do
movies.
Out of
Force
every
Awakens.
movie that I've ever seen, Jedi completely does it.
But
it really does.
Let me throw this
at
at the panel real quick. Is that
Yes, sir.
Jedi was what 86?
No, 84, 83.
84, yeah.
Okay, I was high most of the 80s.
Same year as Star Trek 2.
Okay,
Empire was 80.
Okay, so Jedi was 83, 84.
Right.
Force Awakens is 2015. Now, you have a generation of Star Wars fans that have been salivating, fuck those prequels, have been salivating to see the continuation of this story. And, you know, I'm not a huge Star Wars guy. I love the films, but I'm not the guy that went out and bought all the Kenner action figures and read the books and whatnot. I would say I'm on the fringe. I'm standing on the fence happily,
right,
leaning toward your side.
Right.
And I went and saw The Force Awakens, and I was afraid because this guy to my right, who is a huge Star Wars guy, was like, I'm afraid to watch this movie. I really don't know
from what it is,
because I didn't like what Abrams did with Star Trek.
Right. For what it is, it's a good movie.
Right.
It's a great movie.
I wanted them to go to the Heir of the Empire.
Well,
that's where I really, I really wanted to go. So to minus that disappointment when I found out that wasn't where they were going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I went in there with an open mind. All right, let me just go in here with an open mind and see where they're going.
Right.
There was parts of the movie that I absolutely loved, and then there was parts of the movie that I was like, I can't believe they did that. You know what I'm saying? All in all, I am looking forward to this next one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm looking really forward to is the new fucking the Rebel One.
Oh, dude, that movie, that fucking trailer looks amazing.
When I saw Darth Vader at the end, dude, I came.
Boner.
This is the Darth Vader that we have known is out there. This is the Darth Vader that when you played the game and he killed an entire village of Wookiees, this is the Darth Vader that could take a Star Destroyer from the freaking sky and crash it to the ground.
He's the guy that can choke a guy on a fucking conference call.
Dude, he's going to rip open one of these X-Wings. Oh, dude.
Look, again, going back to the point, I watched that film. I liked the film. I didn't tell the story then because it was still new in the theaters. The part that got me the most, which really cemented where this franchise is going now, is when, fuck's his name? Kylo Ren kills Han Solo.
Yeah.
And
Spoiler alert.
It's been 9 fucking months. It's not a spoiler.
A year.
And I'm still not over it.
It's been a year.
If I hear too soon from this guy one more time.
Too soon, bitch. Too soon.
The funny story that I did not tell when we talked about that movie a week after Christmas when I went and saw the film was I went to the bathroom after in that Waterford Theater and you go down the long hallway and every guy who didn't want to get up, I'm one of them, who drank 4 gallons of Coke for $13.95. You oughta piss yourself. So
wow, you got in on a sale.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Because we had Groupon gimmicks or whatever. Credit to the Immortal Beloved on that one. I open up the stall, I close the stall, I whip out little Chris, and I'm doing my thing, and written on the wall in Sharpie marker was, Han Solo dies at the end. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm glad I didn't have to piss before the fucking movie. I've been jacked.
Oh, it was all over the place.
So let me ask you, what is different about that movie, The Force Awakens, versus the first Star Wars? It's the same movie.
For me, as a fringe fan, or
it follows the same protocol as Star Wars. Absolutely.
Just hear me out.
Jurassic World. Did you like Jurassic World?
I loved it because Chris Pratt's a fucking bomb, dude.
It doesn't matter who the fuck was in the movie. It was Jurassic Park.
It's the same movie.
It was Jurassic Park. Instead of a T-Rex, we had an Anugosaurus.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
Fucking huge Rex.
It still had raptors out there.
Honestly, Empire Strikes Back is the only original film out of that whole bunch.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree.
No, I agree.
I'm with it. I don't disagree at all.
It's the darkest.
The other ones follow a formula. There's like setup, the middle, rebel fights,
and you still get a happy ending.
Do that?
No, still get a happy ending no matter what. In the first one, you
Empire?
get that. No. That's what I'm saying.
I got you.
No, dude, Empire is a huge fucking happy ending for Luke. Only for Luke. He doesn't know Leia's his sister yet. Hello, tongue kiss. But he doesn't know.
Is he from Arkansas?
But just look at the whole fucking setup of the movie. All right, he ended Star Wars with, all right, I blew up the Death Star. Big deal.
Yeah, I did that.
I did that. Fuck it.
I'm the shit.
I got my hand chopped off.
No big deal.
No big deal. Yeah.
Which sold on eBay for like 500,000.
Really?
They made clones out of him.
I'll give you my hand for $50, dude.
I think Ray is a Skywalker clone.
I'd go 75, but that's okay.
All right, Chris, 75 years old.
No, but Ray is a Skywalker.
Yeah, but you ain't got no freaking Force DNA in that motherfucker.
No, I don't.
That's I'll tell you what, you can
I
make
forced some DNA. Never mind.
But my whole point is, when I watched The Force Awakens, I was watching Star Wars.
Yeah.
But
It's the same movie.
Yep.
Okay, 30 years later, 40 years later, where the fuck it is, for a new set of...
You're pulling in the new fans, but you're giving...
It's a new set of toy buyers.
That's true, too. But if you're just going to look at it
you got to set it up. You have to set it up. If you're trying to build a new franchise, you have to give them history. You can't just throw these kids into the middle of nowhere and be like, you got to like them.
Right.
No, give me a reason to like it.
Give me a story.
You know what? I loved Ray.
I
loved Ray. But if you just threw Ray in my face and didn't do the interaction with Han Solo, and she was like, it was the hyperdrive, and I did this, and he just goes, huh. You know, like little moments like that. Made that movie.
You basically opened the door to not only a new generation of fans.
Did you not like Finn in the beginning?
I was going to get to Finn.
I didn't like Finn in the beginning.
I loved Finn from the start.
Dude. I didn't like Finn. No, Finn was he was ignorant.
From the
he was
start.
ignorant. He was ignorant. And then towards the end, he was like, I loved him. I was like, dude, don't die. Don't die, Finn.
I didn't like Finn. A black stormtrooper? What the fuck?
Dude. No, it was a whole...
Because you know he would have shot straight. Did I say that out loud?
Fuck you, Greedo.
Anyway, you're bringing a new generation of fans in, but you're also giving that taste. You're giving... It's like cocaine. You're giving that taste like, come on back.
Exactly.
We still love you. Yeah. We still love you. And that's going to lead me to my pick now.
What they do with the next one is what's really...
That's the proving ground.
I have a really good one. I'm not going to give it up. Go for it,
my
Chris.
next one, again, long-time franchise. If I'm doing my math correctly, we're going on 28 years of this franchise. They've had one feature film, and it was, I want to say, 6-7 years ago. The Simpsons movie could have used.
Holy shit, dude.
Yes. And I am not a huge Simpsons fan. You know this. You know this. I think The Simpsons, as much as I love Beavis and Butthead, and yes, Beavis and Butthead is toilet humor, and that should never get a sequel.
Yeah.
But The Simpsons have carried on and have continually been a part of the American lexicon for nearly 30 years. They did that one movie. It was tremendous. I loved The Simpsons movie.
I thought it was like South Park.
Exactly.
I didn't watch South Park much, but when the movie came out, I watched it. And I was like,
a huge South Park fan, and I watched the movie. And
the movie was great.
The movie was great, and then the shows got lame for a little while, and then the shows picked up again.
You got to watch this year.
Have you watched the new South Park?
I've seen some of it.
Oh my God, dude.
Awesome.
The Simpsons have carried on, and they're always fresh, they're always exciting, and they're always funny. They could have taken that Simpsons movie and made a second one, not even carrying on the story from the first one. They could have just made, here's the Simpsons movie 2, have a different set of circumstances. They could have walked that franchise into...
They could have done any... I mean, the episodes are so...
billions. Yeah. Now they could have gone into the trillions mark, making money on this franchise. And the characters, no matter what, Homer's an idiot. We love him, but he's an idiot. He reminds me of somebody I know. Marge is Marge. Bart's Bart.
Dude.
You said that I didn't. You said that I didn't. You really could have walked that franchise forward. They could have had 3 or 4 movies by now. People would have still shelled out the money. And again, it's not all about making money, but they could have made exciting, fresh, new material for these people every 2 to 3 years to just keep that Simpsons train rolling.
Yeah, they still got the seasons going, though. I mean,
what are they on, like season 59 or something?
1987.
I was in junior high school when that show started.
Yeah, I want to look that up because I got
to give it to them. But besides the Cosby Show was like the longest reigning before they took over.
One of the,
yeah, they knocked Cosby out of the ratings.
Yeah, exactly.
Not only did they knock Cosby out of the ratings, like Mike just said, they took over as the longest running episodic sitcom, if you will.
I would call it sitcom.
Look,
I would.
Monday Night Raw, it tells you every week the longest running episodic bullshit. Fuck you. You're an event. You're not episodic television.
I agree.
You are, but you're not. The Simpsons have been going on. It's the longest running not only comedy, but the longest running animated comedy.
That's like saying the
history.
NFL is the longest running football.
I know,
program.
right? Oh,
Well, it is, but I mean,
You know
you
what?
outlive that hardcore WWE crap.
Right.
XFL out.
Yeah,
are you ready for some football?
Right. The Simpsons debuted on television. Here we go.
Tracy Ullman
right?
show.
As part of the Tracy Ullman Show on April 19th, 1987, and became a weekly comedic episodic television show December 17th, 1989. So somebody do the math, 87 to 2016, that's 29 years.
I'd rather not date myself. So
For
we're
long,
gonna talk
so
about
29
Nobody
long
wants
time.
to date you anyway.
29 seasons.
That's amazing.
That is.
It's still, again, it's
and that's
still
what I'm
fresh.
saying.
It's still intelligent.
Well, don't forget,
it's still funny.
It's animation, and when you do a movie animation, there's a lot more cell shading in
Sure.
it. There's a lot more to do with these things. So I think when Matt Grogan ended up doing this first one, he was probably like,
You know what would be
all
great?
those
that was a lot of work.
actors on that show have been on that show from the beginning. And
Yeah.
they're all
Yeah.
in the $1 million per episode range.
Yeah.
So to do a movie is probably to get them alone is
insane.
like ridiculous.
It would be
But,
insane.
but the return would be greater than the investment.
The main actor, Dan Castaneda, who does Homer, he does Apu, he does a million fucking voices for that show, fought for a salary raise. As did D. Smith, who does Bart, as did
Which is funny because it was, I want to say 10 years or so into the franchise. Again, not a huge Simpsons fan, but to find out that Bart was voiced by a chick threw me off. Not only a chick that was in The Legend of Billie Jean, which was a great fucking movie.
How else is it going to stay 10?
True.
Let's throw this into current comedy shows.
Sure.
Animated Family Guy.
Yeah, how long can these kids stay kids forever?
It's 14 seasons, dude.
Yeah.
14 seasons. It was canceled
But
after
it's
third.
It's only like 3 people unless they have guest stars on there that do the voices.
It's fucking Seth MacFarlane, Alex Bernstein, who plays the wife,
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis,
Seth Green.
and Seth Green, dude.
yeah.
Mila Kunis only shows up for like 3 minutes an episode now.
Dude,
Exactly.
how good of a career is that? I'm going to show up for 45 minutes a day.
I'm going to
for
record
2
3
weeks
minutes of gold.
and fucking record a whole season of
If
comedy
only
gold.
we could do that.
Actually, I got to give it up to Lacey
We're on it.
Chabert. She came back for a cameo in the time travel episode.
She did. I
They're
love
like,
that.
oh my
fucking
God, Lacey's doing her voice again. Like,
Nice.
it was awesome.
throwback. Anyway,
So real quick, I'm gonna go go back to sci-fi with mine.
Okay.
go ahead, Mike.
Going back to the 80s. Enemy Mine.
Holy shit, great movie.
Wow.
Lou Gossett Jr.,
Lewis Scott.
Lou Gossett Jr.
Dennis Quaid.
Quaid.
Incredible fucking movie, dude.
If you remember, he ends up dying.
It took
He
me a
ends
while
up,
to remember that movie.
Fucking
That's
wow.
Great fucking movie.
he ends up.
I thought you were going to go to Airwolf. But
He ends
that's-
up raising the
Ironically,
kid.
Blue Thunder needs a sequel.
Yeah, that
Shummies.
I actually love
does the
Blue
whole
Thunder.
thing, goes back, actually does the whole thing. What happens after that? You can't tell me the humans were just like, hey, look, he's with these aliens and we're cool now.
Well, it ended with him going to the aliens.
That's what I'm saying. Going to the aliens and complete
To give birth.
Right, to give his son, Simeon, his birthright.
And I think it'd be great if those aliens said, nah, fuck this, and killed him.
Fuck
Well,
you.
there's
I'm
part
killing
two.
you.
Again,
Fuck you.
sequel needs to be directed by James Cameron.
That's a great fucking movie. That's one of the best science fiction. 1986, I think.
I'm going to look that up. I got
figure
to
Look it up.
something
It's
like
a
that.
hot
86
right now.
But
classic.
I figure we're
It's
getting
awesome,
we're getting
dude.
close.
Well,
No, it was. No, I
It
definitely
didn't.
don't
It
think
didn't.
it did. But you know what, dude? It was like it was one of those. Like I said, I wanted to kind of creep it in towards the end here because I knew I'd make people think
Oh,
about that
wow.
one.
No, you're absolutely right. 1985.
85.
I was so close.
You
That
were-
was almost up there with the last.
and the main
Starfighter.
picture is that picture of Dennis Quaid with the dirty face
Love
and
The
his
Last
mullet's all
Starfighter.
fucked up. And
Yeah.
Great movie, dude.
he's
Great movie.
awesome in everything. I don't think Dennis Quaid's made a bad picture.
No, I don't think so either. But no, I would love to see an actual.
Ed's working on
sequel.
it. I knew-
Movie 49.
I actually love that film.
What was the movie he made with his wife at the time, Meg Ryan, where he was
Original
a
Wire?
detective? No, that was Mel Gibson.
That was Mel Gibson.
Oh, that's right.
No, you got me.
You know what I'm talking about,
yeah,
right?
I can see it.
Great fucking movie.
Overboard.
Motherfucker.
He was in that one
That's
too.
Kurt
though.
Russell and
No, that was Kurt
Goldie
Russell.
Hawn.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you talking
That's
about
right.
DOA?
Maybe. There's another
He
one he
wasn't a
made.
detective. He was a college teacher.
He made a great movie with his wife at the time, Meg Ryan. Well, girlfriend, whatever the fuck she was.
All right,
Well, no,
here's
they
the
got-
3
they're-
films they've appeared in together.
We already mentioned Interspace.
Inner Space,
Great movie.
DOA,
Go.
and Flesh and Bone.
DOA. Great
I figured
movie.
that's what you're talking about.
He's a college professor who reads a book that his student turns in, and I'm giving away the movie.
That's all right. It's 30 years old. It's
Spoiler.
too soon.
He gets poisoned.
80s.
He gets poisoned. And the kid who wrote the book that he turned in gets killed. Yeah. Really good movie.
Very good movie.
We'll let you guys marinate on that one because we'll be right back after this station identification.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Loki and Jabroni Show. You are a fan, you are listening. If you want to know how to make the show even better and become a part of the Loki and Jabroni family, here is how. www.patreon.com/Loki and Jabroni. It is the easiest way to get in on the ground floor and help us reach the next level. You can donate a one-time gift, a monthly gift, or there are 2 special investor levels that will help you help us produce content for you in the future. We have gifts for each level of donation. That is www.patreon.com/Loki and Jabroni to make your donation and help us become the podcast of the future. Welcome back, kids, to the movie sequels that should have been made and other kind bullshit, etc. Snowfort, schnabitzfernum.com. We are in the home stretch, the last segment of the show. We are now going to go around the table one more time. Ed's going to go twice because he didn't get a chance to before the break. So, Ed.
Johnny 5 is alive.
Oh, God.
Johnny
Short Circuit
5.
2 was probably the worst sequel ever, and I'm just throwing it up.
Yeah. We don't
I
even
love
need
you,
to go there.
HG.
Worse than Troll 2?
Oh,
yeah,
God. Troll 2
actually,
is
yes.
the most amazing bad sequel ever.
But you see, there's room for that because sometimes
There's a
we'll have to
documentary
watch
about it.
film.
There's a documentary
Troll was
about how
just-
bad it was.
Troll was so horrible, you just couldn't stop watching
Exactly.
it, though.
Yeah, but you gotta see
Runaway
Troll 2.
with Trolls.
But Jennifer Aniston was in Troll 3.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you get to see her in full boobage.
Wasn't she in
And Snoop
Leprechaun?
Dogg was in 4.
Yeah.
Oh.
She was in Leprechaun 2.
Leprechaun
Oh,
2,
you're talking
right?
about Leprechaun. I was
Oh, I'm
there's
sorry.
a Troll 3?
Oh, wait. Wrong movie. Anyway.
Yeah,
Back to you, Eddie.
This is why
Leprechaun,
Lynch is not allowed out
starring
of the
Jennifer
house.
Aniston's original nose.
So, Ed,
Burn.
your sequel, sir.
Oh, man, this is a tough one. Well, I've been talking about really great movies here. Proper sequel.
And don't say
Or something
The
that
Notebook.
shouldn't have been made. You can do it that way. We hit on a couple
We
of those.
did, and it was good.
A sequel that shouldn't have been made, definitely, probably the second G.I. Joe for sure.
That was my curveball.
Horrible,
guys.
dude. Horrible.
But seriously.
Well, I don't know. Watching Channing Tatum get killed within the first 5 minutes was
If
fantastic.
Channing Tatum got killed in every film he was in, I'd watch all of them.
That was
Magic
great.
Mike 3.
Fuck him.
That was great.
Fuck him.
That was
Notebook 2
let's
featuring
pay
Channing Tatum.
pay him $1 million just to kill his character off. That's what they did.
He makes his bank, we get our happiness.
Yeah.
And all our chicks will not finger themselves in the theater anymore.
And we can really see if
check
the
your
Rock
date.
if the Rock can do a dramatic scene. Rock, it looks like you're pooping again. I'm really trying here.
If I keep trying, you'll smell what the Rock is cooking. Fuck that guy. Ed,
That was
you
a
got-
terrible movie. No, that was a terrible movie.
Not as bad as Doom.
No, Doom was terrible.
Doom was
That
bad.
At least we're on the same
That
page.
movie was so terrible, they didn't even think about it. They were actually going to write an apology for it, but they ran out of money. They couldn't say sorry enough. That movie sucked.
I'm glad I brought that up. Ed, please tell me you have a
All right,
proper
Eddie,
sequel
come on.
you'd like to see.
It's tough because you get saturated with all these reboots and shit.
without
Nobody
question.
does a proper sequel anymore.
No, that's just it. It's all reboots. It's all fucking reboots now.
And I understand the concept. You want to get a new audience. You remake the A-Team was a TV show, but let's go to movies real quick while Ed's thinking. You reboot Star Wars. You reboot Blair Witch. What was the one? Shit, because you went and saw it and I haven't seen it yet.
Shit what?
it was a reboot film. I want to say about 3 years ago. You went and saw it. You raved about it. It was like one of the bigger box office fucking smashes of 2013. And all you could do was talk about this fucking movie. And I can't remember it for the life of me. But you told me in no uncertain terms, Chris, you got to go see this movie. And I never did. And for the fucking life of me,
I couldn't tell you, dude.
A reboot? Not Total Recall.
No, that sucked ass.
God, that was terrible.
Colin Farrell.
I'll have it. If I don't have it by the end of this episode,
And please don't talk about that other trash that Channing Crappy Boy was in either.
Channing Tatum?
With the sci-fi with Mila Kunis there.
No.
Mila Kunis?
That was
Mila
terrible.
Clitoris?
That movie.
Jupiter Rising?
Jupiter Rising. Terrible fucking
God.
movie.
Dude, people talked about that movie for
We went, the Immortal and I, that was one of our first dates. We went and saw that in 3D. And the only plus side of watching that movie at all, especially in 3D, is to see Mila Kunis's curvature in 3D, jumping out of the screen.
Let me tell you,
it's hard to hide a hard-on when you're in a movie theater.
Let me tell you, the whole Wachowski brother phenomenon
I'm going to get your fucking answer.
began and ended with The Matrix.
Yeah, and ended.
That was
Well, you get lucky.
their whole thing. I mean, The Matrix was an amazing movie.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Eddie said, they got lucky.
But you watch the second and third one, you're like, what the
fuck is this?
Yeah,
exactly. I mean,
let's take everything you built up in the first one. Let's forget
and
that.
shit
let's
on
do
it.
this.
And let's shit on it.
No, it was like literally forgotten.
Yeah.
It was forgotten.
No, I agree with Eddie. It was totally forgotten and just shit on and just, you know what? I'm going to reboot the entire fucking movie from the end of The Matrix to Reloaded to Revisited, whatever fucking the order is, to what we're going to do. And, oh God, I get it. Neo is Jesus. Neo is this. Neo is that. Whatever.
You gotta put a title on it.
Everyone knows Superman is Jesus. What the fuck?
I agree.
Is Jesus.
I will agree. Superman is more Jesus. Fuck
How?
you, Chris.
No, actually-
Fuck you.
actually-
How?
Fuck you.
How? Prove it.
Actually,
Cite your sources.
I love Superman, but right now, Batman's God.
Yay! Finally!
He is. He is.
Finally!
I see a tension in the room with Eddie.
In the comics, he's God right now.
There's a look
Can't
that
be
Eddie.
it. You can't.
There's a look that Eddie.
The last
is giving Mike
episode,
now.
episode that they just did was he asked who the Joker was.
It was a dream sequence.
It wasn't.
No.
He was in that chair of gimmickry or whatever the bullshit was.
What the hell are you talking
It's
about?
Earth 2012, baby.
Oh yeah,
The new
dude.
52, man.
Yes.
Get on it.
But no, unfortunately, he is. I didn't say Superman can't beat a god. I just said right now,
Not only
he's God.
Not only
Batman
do
is
I
Jesus.
want a crow, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, you just shit all over.
Not
me.
with Aquaman, it is.
You know what show I love, dude? Side note, animation.
Spider-Man reboot.
JLA Unlimited.
Spider-Man reboot.
Holy shit, dude! Great fucking show.
Those are good.
Yeah.
You know, all right. There's a few. I'm gonna do some rapid fire ones. Okay, The Goonies. I want a sequel. I don't care.
Yes.
You have to do a sequel to the Goonies.
want a sequel
You
to
have to
Goonies.
bring them back when they're 50 years old. What the fuck's up?
And on top of that, can I add one to that? Monster Squad. I want to reboot.
Awesome fucking movie.
But same thing.
What's
older.
his name? What's his name? Because they were interviewing about the new Predator movie, Shane Black.
Yes.
They asked him,
Yes.
Would you ever do another Monster Squad? And he's like, I'd love to.
Dude, that would be awesome. That would be
Incredible, dude.
awesome because
The
that
only one who
movie was
can't come
fantastic.
back is the fat kid because he died.
I was,
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yep.
The other one, I want another Gremlins sequel.
I would love Gremlins. You could throw Gremlins all day.
Gremlins 2 wasn't
As
bad.
long as they stick to the animatronic effects
Yes.
and everything.
Proper sequel to
Yes.
the Gremlins. Second one was totally poking fun at itself. Totally.
But that's what made it
not
run.
serious. And I
It
loved
worked, though.
I fucking
I
loved
liked
it.
That's what made it fun.
If you took that movie to the next level, but like Eddie said, all animatronic, no fucking CGI.
Dude, that scene where friggin' Dracula's sitting there interviewing the brain. Come on, dude. That shit was classic. That
Well,
was
dude, it took two of our favorite things, horror movies and
Gremlins. They were badass.
and Animaniacs.
Yes.
The brain.
Yeah, yep. And I'll tell and freaking the stripe from the second one, or Spike. It was Spike in the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mohawk.
Mohawk.
Yes. Mohawk.
Stripe in the first. Stripe obviously being the intelligent leader of both. Spike or Mohawk in the second one
And
was.
Stripe had a mean streak as long.
But he was also the
as your
leader.
arm.
See,
Yeah.
Brain was the leader of this
Right.
group, and the Mohawk
Right.
one was like he just wanted to kill
Did
everything.
you actually make a decision, or are we just ranting to rant?
No, he was-
Voiced by
he was
Gilbert
throwing-
Goonies,
Okay.
Gremlins. Runner-up would
two
be the
choices?
last Starfighter. I'd love to see a sequel of that.
Fucking
Oh,
awesome
what a
movie.
great fucking movie.
Just bought that on Blu-ray.
Nice.
I would only
$7
go
bucks.
I would only go to see it if they still use the same Cray computer effects.
Fucking awesome.
That's
dude.
the only way
Yeah.
I'd go to see it. Fuck it.
Or the
Fantastic.
same video game.
Great fucking movie.
Lynch, what do you got?
Ed O'Hurley was amazing in the movie.
Rest in
Oh
peace.
my God. Oh.
And that was the last role for what's his name? Guy who played Centauri.
Oh,
The Music Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Name is escaping me. Chris, look it up.
I'm on the Google machine now.
Yeah, I see that.
That
This is what I do, guys. I look up the facts so you know we're not talking bullshit. It's Centauri's role, right?
yeah.
All right.
Can't remember his name, but
So movies that deserve a sequel or have had a sequel that didn't deserve it.
Robert Preston.
Yes.
played Centauri.
Yeah. Oh God. Awesome. He was a great actor.
I'm looking at his pictures now, and I remember him from a lot of things. He died in March of 1987.
Yeah, a
which
bunch
was
of
about a year and
sitcoms.
change after.
Yeah.
He died 3 years after the film was made. What a great fucking movie. Way to bring that up.
So I'm going to put this out to the audience.
I'll forgive Lance Guest for doing Jaws Revenge.
And Mario Peebles. I'm sorry, Mario. I'm going to put this out to my panel members.
Well, he redeemed himself with New Jack City.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Awesome.
He
And I
owned
see.
the early 90s.
Anyway. So I'm going to put this out to my panel guests here.
Oh, we're your guests now.
Yes.
That's fun.
Well,
It's a hostile takeover, apparently.
I know, right?
Welcome to the Lynch and Lynch show.
Amateur night.
I'm just,
I'm telling you, man.
I'm just saying.
Oh, that's good. That's the title of the fucking episode right there.
I'm putting out-
Jabroni just got lynched.
My hosts,
All right.
comma, Mike and Chris.
All right, Mike and Chris. That's us. Shut up, Eddie. Or as Eddie likes to be told, shut the fuck up, Eddie.
And
So
get out
you're-
of my house.
Oh, I can't say that.
You're all about the same age as I am. I'm 44.
43, 44 in December.
I'm 22, motherfucker.
You're a lying cocksucker over there.
Fuck you.
Dude's 39.
Anyway, childhood movie, dear to your heart. What movie would you want to be remade and why?
Remade, rebooted, huh?
Or rebooted. Or that has already been remade that you were just like,
With today's technology.
No, I'm going back to just
I'm
old-fashioned special effects, old-fashioned
I like
storytelling.
The old school stuff,
Okay,
though.
let Mike start.
All right, Mike, go ahead.
I like the old school stuff. I hate when they do remakes. I really do. If you really want to watch the movie, do yourself a favor and pay the actors that did that original story. They deserve it. They're the ones that freaking did it. Seriously.
I totally agree. Would you want to remake E.T. or do a sequel to E.T.? E.T. comes back and he's pissed.
E.T. could have been a great sequel.
With James Cameron, and it's called E.T.'s.
E-Tez.
E.T. extra testicles.
E. Titanic. I'll never let go, E.T.
Look, one of my favorite, besides The Crow, one of my favorite all-time movies as a kid was Willow.
Wow.
Great fucking movie.
Could have been a fantastic sequel.
Could it be better now? Could it look better now?
Absolutely,
Yes,
dude.
absolutely.
I agree.
Would I want them to do it? No. God, no, because
Ron Howard did it right the first
how
time.
it was done.
Ron
was
Howard
just
really
to my,
can't do any wrong.
It's another Lucas film.
It
Yes.
is.
So
Yes.
No, absolutely. No, I'm not taking anything away from him. The guy's a genius. What I'm saying is when you give something away to people, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Like if I sell you my child and
That's your
you start using your child, my ex-child to do your yard, I can't come up to you and be like, fuck you, Eddie. What are you using my old child for to do your yard work?
It's your child.
Because you sold them to me and this is what I'm going to do. It's exactly the same thing. You sold the rights to Star Wars.
All right.
Shut the fuck up.
I got two.
All right, Chris.
If you'll allow me, I have two.
Go right ahead.
The first one is The Never-Ending Story. I know they did a sequel. I think
Not good.
not good at all.
Not good, dude.
I think in 2016, if they rebooted The Never-Ending Story, I think you would see something really fantastic and really spectacular, keeping with the theme,
right?
Much like some of these reboots really do keep with the original theme, and some of them don't. But if you stick to that story of Atreyu doing his business and yada yada and the whole horse and all that bullshit, with today's technology, the Never-Ending Story could make whatever it made then, it could make triple, if not quadruple that now, and it would be the same amazing experience. And you don't have to force your child to sit down at 8 years old and say, watch this movie from 1984, and they're like, oh God, this is so terrible. They could see it in today, and it would be just as awesome. The second one's kind of personal to my heart. I'd love to see a reboot of The Golden Child.
I want the knife, please.
And if you're going to reboot it, here's my thing. Have Eddie Murphy play Chandler Jarrow all over again.
Oh, that'd be all.
Bring
genius.
Eddie Murphy back to where
Genius,
Eddie Murphy
dude.
should be. Because they're already talking about Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Right.
I'm scared because Beverly Hills Cop 3 was garbage.
Yeah. So,
Cop 1 and Cop 2 were awesome.
Yeah, I think they were trying something completely different.
They were making it family friendly and all that happiness.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Wasn't it directed by Frank Oz?
I believe it was.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It wasn't Frank Oz, just as bad though. What the hell's his name?
I don't know, but we're going to the Google machine right now.
It's the other Muppets, dude.
Oh, he did
Don Bluth.
Trading Places. He directed.
John Landis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it Landis that did
it was.
Beverly
It
3?
was.
That's why it was so horrible. It was that kind of child toilet humor shit. I didn't like it.
Trading Places, great fucking movie. Would have been a great sequel. However,
that would have been good with Axel Foley.
No. I agree.
All right, real quick, here we are. We're on imdb.com. It's La 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 cast. It was directed by John Landis. Good job by you. Fantastic.
Holy shit, Eddie. You know your shit.
That's why we keep him on.
I'm not going to put anything past you.
We'd have fired him 70 years ago, but
That's
he
why
keeps
you
bringing in
should
the good
believe
shit.
me when I say Blair Witch was a great movie.
I think
sorry.
the Golden Child,
I'll try it again.
with a tweak of the story, could be a fantastic reboot. But the only caveat I would throw in there is Eddie Murphy has to play Chandler Jarrow all over again.
So you want a proper sequel?
If that movie could have had a proper sequel. He's the finder of lost children. He's the chosen one. He's the guy who
saying
I
remake,
got the knife.
The question was a remake that you would love to see.
I'd love to see Golden Child be remade. Absolutely. Absolutely, without question. That and The Never-Ending Story. Those are my two from my childhood that I still hold on to at 43 years old.
I still think
you're breaking my heart.
See, something like the Never-Ending Story. Digitally remake it. Make it look.
You
better
could do that in
Blu-ray.
Pixar or in The Simpsons. We go back to The Simpsons. The Simpsons could be Pixar or whatever and be fantastic. It would give a new dimension, a new spin on it. But
I think it's when you take that remake, you almost take away almost a little bit of the soul.
But
of
you
that
could say
first
that about a
movie.
song too. But then again, just on the music thing. Disturbed did a fantastic version of Sound of Silence, and
But it's
to
not
me,
the same.
Really,
It's
really,
the same.
Really
It's the same
awesome.
words. The tempo and the key of the song is completely different. You know, I mean, it's a whole other beast. I mean, if you're going to turn around and say a remake, well, a remake is exactly that. When you turn around and you say, hey, let me make the song again, the only difference is I'm Madonna and I suck balls and I'm going to try to fucking sing American Pie and oh God.
Well, there's a difference between Disturbed and Madonna. Disturbed are musicians. Madonna is a singer.
But what I'm saying is, you know, when you do
I'm with you, yeah.
it's just a different tone and they do a fantastic job.
Those are my answers, Eddie.
Well, I would remake a couple movies. One classic I've always been fond of, My Man Godfrey. It's an old movie. It's kind of a romantic comedy. I've always liked it. I would remake that. I think it would translate well among all the romantic comedy garbage.
Yeah.
As far as like a special effects movie, I know I'm treading on holy ground here, but I would remake Dark Crystal.
No.
Incredible movie. Incredible, dude.
That could be, depending on two things, who writes it, who directs it.
Right.
That could be one of the best reboots of all time. It also has the potential to be one of the... It could be Colin Farrell fucking Total Recall bullshit,
You better not
too.
fuck with it. It better still be puppets.
That's what I'm saying. Can't have any actors.
Yeah,
dude.
You can't go CG. You can't be making this way. I mean, like the environment could be CG if you had to do with like an environment CG, but the characters themselves have got to be that fucking puppy.
That's a great point.
That's what I'm saying. It's holy ground. When I still watch it every now and then, and I'm just like, God, this is such a great fantasy.
It's a good idea.
That they should have done more with.
And if you ever watched,
I think that's also the genius of Jim Henson.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Nobody really.
If you've ever seen
that
new show, that show that's on there, Face Off. Is it Face Off?
Oh, the one on TV
where they take the FX people. Some of these people
I watched
are really good, man. Really good. And to be able to take that talent and redo something like that again, absolutely. That would be cool. That I would buy into.
Really
it's when you take away the magic though, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of these people, what they'll do is say if you do decide that you're going to do like the never ending story. Mm-hmm. And Falco is a big fucking Muppet flying dragon.
Right.
So let's throw a CG big Muppet flying dragon in there that's not going to be a Muppet no more. And all of a sudden now your kids are like, holy cow, this is amazing. But you're like, man, that looks so fake.
But we go back to Jurassic Park, and the last Jurassic Park film I really loved. I watched the first one. I've seen the last one. There was a couple in between. One I've seen, couple I haven't. This last one really grabbed my attention, and unlike in 1993 when that movie was huge and it was the first one, it was a hit, it was a lot. It was all computer generated.
The first one was all animatronics.
Yes, it was.
That's what made, and they didn't see a lot of those monsters until they were right there.
But this one was all CGI, and it didn't lose my interest, and I still got enraptured into the story. At the end of the day, if you do it right, you can make CGI look like a Muppet. You can make CGI look like the hair on your ass. If it's done realistically, there should be no difference between the flying Muppet and a CGI if the person running that CGI is doing the right thing by the franchise.
It's all about suspension of disbelief.
Exactly. Dude. And that, you know what? You can say the same thing. I tell people all the time, you go to movies are fake. You go to wrestling's fake. You watch television.
It is?
CSI is fake. Well, to you, wrestling's real. It's still real to me, damn it. All the things we see on television, even reality shows, are bullshit scripted crap.
Except for the Kardashians.
Or Snooki. Snooki and JWoww.
And they got robbed this
week.
That's real.
Really?
That's real.
Really? I quit. It's the Loki and Lynch show. I'm never going to quit. Finally. You see what I'm saying? Fuck you. You see what I'm saying? You can have the CGI guys make it look like it's a Muppet with a string. Not that you'd see the string, but you can make it look as real as you want if you're good enough at your talent to make it happen.
I agree. And there's certain aspects and certain ways that you can do it. Unfortunately, the way that some people try to push things through, and when they do try to combine real elements with the CG world, that's where you end up losing a lot of people.
Well, that's why I don't like a lot of the Alien sequels, because they went from the practical effects
exactly
to CGI.
Perfect example. Because
like the first and second one, and even in the second one, they don't show you a lot of aliens, and when they do, it's very quick cuts and stuff. Mostly they did that because James Cameron had to promise to only do it with 6 suits. So there's never more than 6 aliens on the screen, but he makes it look like there's hundreds of them.
Right.
You know, that's great filmmaking.
No, that is absolutely
like Star Trek 2 was filmed with 3 sets.
Lynch got the last beer.
Realize that.
Great movie. Have you seen the director's cut of Alien 3?
No.
It's out there on DVD. One of the best movies you'll ever see. It's fucking awesome.
It's still garbage.
No, dude, it's so much better than what they put out there on the screen.
I honestly did not like it any better.
I'll agree.
I can't name a single one of those characters because I did not care about any of them.
I'll agree to disagree. However, when you
would be wrong.
Welcome to the world of Eddie.
Eddie Focus. When you look at the movie as a whole and see what David Fincher wanted, it's a much better movie. Granted, it's not great. It's not great. I'll agree with you on that. It's not a great movie. It's not a great storytelling.
One of the biggest things I hate about that movie is that movie completely negates the heroism of the second one.
That's
exactly.
What I'm saying. What the fuck is the whole reason? No, what's the whole reason of them surviving?
Ripley was a great fucking character.
Ripley survived
and
that.
They
That's
killed,
it. Big deal.
Right.
And they killed Newt, and they killed
The cat.
at the beginning of the fucking movie.
Cat. Hello?
Yeah. Why kill him at the beginning of the movie?
No,
Loki's
Jonesy. She left Jonesy behind. She didn't bring him for
Right.
the second one.
Well, Jonesy was
That's
sleeping
true.
with
That's true.
you.
Do we have room?
No, Jonesy wasn't in the second one.
No,
She
they
left him-
killed off
she left
Jonesy.
him-
Do we
she
have
left
room for
Jonesy
quick
behind.
hits?
I'm sure Jonesy's dead by now, but
Oh, well,
Jonesy would've
it's
died of
now
old
like
age.
2016,
Right.
Anyway, but
Do we have room for quick hits? One last time around the table for ones you'd like to see a sequel for.
go for it, guys.
Well, why don't you start because you were the leader.
No, Chris, you go.
All right, look. A movie that came out some years ago, I would love to have seen a sequel. It could have been a great franchise, was Mystery Men. Superhero movie with a comedic edge. They could have taken that 2-3 movies in and had the same dark, edgy humor that the original Mystery Men had. To me, that could have been a franchise that could have went further. Not a lot you can do with toys, but again, and a lot of these movies like Batman, Superman, any of the superhero movies relies on that residual income from toys. I think Mystery Men could have been easily a 3 to 4 movie franchise.
Before its own time. That's why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Michael?
On to me. So I'm actually gonna I think I'm gonna pick on a franchise.
Okay.
Not you.
Yeah. Yeah. As much as I like 2, Lethal Weapon 3 was hot garbage.
So was 4, but
Yeah.
I'm not even counting 4.
I liked 4.
you're retardedly
I'm
gay.
sorry.
I think at the point,
3 is forgettable. I'll give you that one. 2 is classic.
no, 2, that's why I said
absolutely,
I can't,
absolutely.
I can't look 1 and when you first, Riggs and Murtaugh, you meet them in the first one, Riggs is off his rocker, blah, blah, blah. The second one, you really get to learn about him and you really get to feel his character. You know what I'm saying? And that's
The
Number 2, you
backstory of
realize
the wife
how
and et
good
cetera.
these two guys are together.
yeah.
exactly
Right,
how much
exactly.
they actually do complete each other. And the third one, it was just like a,
And to Eddie's point, that goes to like Beverly Hills Cop 2 when he goes back and it's still, help me, Rosewood, Taggart, and Foley doing their thing.
Yes.
You learn that these characters have a backstory, that there's humanity behind them. They tried that with 3 when, Inspector Todd gets shot.
Best
and then-
line, Axel, you stolen this house. How the fuck can
How
you
the fuck
steal
do
a
you
house?
steal a house? My favorite from number 3 was in the beginning. Again, the good 20 minutes of the film was the inspector gets shot. His boss, the guy he has a love-hate relationship
Right.
with, and he's like, boss, are you okay? And he says, Axel, are you on a
Lieutenant
coffee
Bogomil.
break? No, it was Inspector Todd. Bogomil's
Oh, that's
Beverly
right.
Hills.
Okay.
yeah.
Axel, are you on a coffee break? And then he tells the wife at the funeral, his last words were, I love my wife. He goes, okay, Axel, don't lie to me. Okay, his last words were, Axel, are you on a coffee break? And she's like, yep, that's my husband.
Mike, have you seen the new Lethal Weapon series?
That's why I brought it up is I like how they're following.
I
that.
really, really, really like how
And,
they're
and by the way,
doing that.
Damon Wayans is a fantastic
He
choice
is.
to play Murtaugh.
Fucking
And
perfect.
real quick, for a movie that should never have been made, ever, besides Doom,
Yes,
League
please.
of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That was garbage.
Alan Moore is
Please.
a fucking
Please.
genius.
I hate the movie that made
Please.
Sean Connery retire.
Exactly, dude.
Exactly.
Holy shit, Eddie. Yes.
Fist bumps all around.
Applause.
Good
And
call, dude.
my curveball question has kind of already been put out there. Movies that never should have been made. Rocky 5. Garbage.
Oh.
Garbage. Rocky 4 could have led into, Rocky Balboa could have led into, et cetera, so forth, but you had to throw in Rocky 5.
Yeah.
I will tell you that the new Balboa movie was really, really
Creed?
good.
Yeah.
Creed
Fantastic.
was fucking awesome.
Fantastic.
That kid is amazing. He should have got
Michael B. Jordan, and you pointed me in a direction, Fruitvale Station.
Attack
which
the
was
Block.
Michael B. Jordan.
Dude, have you seen Attack the
Oh,
Block?
yes,
oh my
I
God.
have.
Yes. Great fucking movie. Great actor.
Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
No.
Bad movie.
No.
Sorry.
Too soon?
Too soon.
I refuse to see it.
It sucks.
Don't, dude. Don't. You'll just
Rocky
be
5. Rocky
sucks.
5 was a vehicle for Sylvester Stallone to push Tommy Morrison as an up-and-coming fighter.
I agree.
And all
Look
it
where
did
it
was
got him.
shit on the
AIDS
franchise.
and dead.
Exactly. It shit the franchise almost to death. It took 17 years for them to do a proper next movie, which was Rocky Balboa, and then Creed, which was, again, both those movies, fucking phenomenal. Mike and I quote Rocky Balboa often, that speech outside the restaurant where he tells
fucking
his kid,
fantastic,
oh
dude.
my God.
Fantastic. It was such
I could get these guys to stop fucking talking about it.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm going to tell you.
And get out of my house.
That my wife and I have been watching that show for the last week, and she turned to me and said, holy shit, this guy is really fucking good. I'm like, that's what the story's about. The first Rocky movie is just the underdog with all odds against him.
And he does good.
And he does really good. I can't not say enough good things about that show. And to Mike's point, I think Rocky from the second movie, everything after that, erased.
I don't know. I like 3 and I like
Rocky
4.
3.
I love 4. I love 4.
I just
I
want
like 3 better than 4. Like,
I want to pick it up.
Well, of course, everybody likes 3 better than 4.
I want to pick it up from the end of Rocky 2.
I liked 4. I
Where he's at
liked
now.
because 4 brought it back to the roots.
Right, but
there was a guy
I
that
will
was,
agree. Mike, I will
he
agree.
was
Well,
genetically stronger in every aspect,
And he
his
beat him
training,
down
everything.
Because you came with heart and determination, which is a lot of things we talk about. Let me go back to your point.
Rocky 3 is about losing your edge. And getting it back.
Exactly. You become comfortable, and now you have to get it back. And
always somebody
Apollo
younger
tells him.
looking to take
Exactly. And Apollo tells him, we're going to go back to the streets. We're going to do this old school, and you're going to get your edge. That whole thing, the eye of the tiger. It comes back, and what does he do? He whips Mr. T's ass.
It's also important because that's
Addiction?
that's the movie where Apollo Creed makes Rocky a perfect fighter.
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll agree on that.
Fantastic. What a great one. Quick hit. Did you already do your quick hit?
Yep.
Okay. Eddie, you got a quick hit? Sequel that should be made?
Should not be made.
Or should not be made? I got one when he's done. I just thought of this.
No,
You'll agree.
I probably
Lynch,
will.
will agree.
Probably will.
And the silence is deafening, Ed.
Come on, Eddie.
Fucking killing me.
I think we should end the Terminator series.
I
Amen.
will wholeheartedly agree. I did not dislike Terminator Genesis.
The best parts of it, though, are the ones where they remade.
Exactly. It's like, all right, here's Terminator from this perspective. Let's change the whole timeline to where Sarah Connor's aware of what she's doing. That suspends the disbelief of the first 2 movies.
This is what I want. I want them to stop making Terminator movies. I want the copyright to run out, and I want it to go back to the ownership of James Cameron.
Would be a much better movie. I'll agree. 100%. Chris?
All right. One that my curveball question we've already talked about is a sequel that should never have been made. Rambo 3. The first Blood movie. Exactly. The first
Never
Blood.
seen it.
Well,
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Rambo 3 and you get a chance to see it, just run to Flint, Michigan and drink the water.
Good water.
The first Blood movie, fantastic. It shows you that he's a guy coming home. He's got a heart, whatever. Rambo, was it first
9?
part 2, shows that he still got it. Rambo 3 was unnecessary. They did the reboot about 7-8 years ago.
Fantastic.
And it really humanized the character.
That was great.
Yeah. My favorite of the 4 Rambo franchises was the last one.
Yep.
It humanized him. He goes home. The story's complete. You have your closure, and now they don't have to make any more Rambo films, because if they'd have stopped at Rambo 3, it would have been a dead franchise. It would have been garbage. And again, it was because of First Blood and Rambo 2 that the whole toy and the cartoon series came out. And
I can't believe they made those cartoons.
I know.
was that
I know, right,
ridiculous? Rambo, the force of freedom, and he's tying the thing, and Rambo's a
What do
killer.
you think he does with all that shit?
He's a killer. He's a friggin' trained
He's
army
in jail.
machine.
He's in jail for killing a bunch of cops, dude.
The thing is, Rambo 3 was unnecessary, but the Rambo film in 2007, 2008 really erased the stigma of Rambo 3 and brought the franchise back home. It humanized the character. It showed that John Rambo has a heart. And at the end of the scene, it's the only movie that I'll watch through the credits, watching him walk down the hill to the ranch where his dad lives. And I never turn it off until the screen goes black. because that is every soldier's dream, is to just go home and reclaim their life after a life of war. And to me, Stallone did it right.
I thought it was a great movie. Very, very well.
Mike, a sequel that should have never been made.
Already hit that.
I want another one.
We haven't got all day.
The Dark Knight Rises, maybe?
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
No, that's his film, man.
No.
That's his trigger.
No, because
He goes to the safe space.
No, it had to be made. I mean, it was Chris Nolan's ultimate Batman series.
Right.
Just because I dog it and think it's a piece of shit doesn't mean it shouldn't have
You
been
are
made.
also wrong.
You know, to
It's a
prepare
piece
for
of
this,
shit, though.
to prepare for this today, last night I watched The Dark Knight Rises, beginning to end. And I love the film. You already know I love the film. I sat there with a notebook and picked out all the crap. And the more I wrote shit down and I filled 2 pages, I was like, oh shit, Mike's right. This really was a terrible film.
There's crap filler.
It requires you to suspend a lot of disbelief.
Oh, God, yeah.
But I still liked it.
It was a good film. Good. G-O-O-D. It wasn't a great film. It wasn't
All right, dude,
The Dark Knight. It
was a
Begins.
ballpark. It wasn't a Grotenweger. Okay.
It was wait. Let me let you hear this again. It was a good film.
That's why I said it was a ballpark. It wasn't a Grotenweger.
Yeah.
Neither of which are paying the show any money. Can we stop talking about it?
All right.
Grotenweger, the Venus.
Ed, sequel should have never been made.
Any Batman movie. No, I'm kidding.
Well, you're fired. You could have said Batman Forever. I'd have clapped.
Nipples.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Fantastic Four movies, like all of them were garbage.
Yeah,
They really didn't do that book
Every one of
justice.
them.
Exactly.
I agree.
Except for Jessica Alba.
But she still wasn't but she was good.
I don't
but
give a
she was
I don't give
no
a fuck
Susan
if she was
Storm.
I don't care if she was
no
reading the
Susan
ingredients
Storm.
to the Cheerios.
Somebody,
as long as she's in that skin tight suit, I'm okay.
Somebody brought up a good point. I was on some show, and they said it could be the Fantastic Four characters are not like movie worthy. Like
That's a possibility.
They might be small time Netflix show worthy.
No,
but
dude,
they're not.
Be a great
cinematic.
half-hour serial, great half-hour show, not a good movie.
Bill Bixby and Ferrigno.
Exactly.
Did 1 hour a week, and we were glued to the television with the Incredible Hulk.
When we were kids.
They might make background characters for the other Marvel movies, but they themselves cannot carry a movie.
No, they can't.
Granted, the new movie was plagued with problems.
Speaking of Marvel movies, the new Civil War, new Spider-Man.
I have not
Thoughts?
seen the movie yet.
I loved Civil War.
Eddie, you have to watch it.
He's old school Spider-Man. What's wrong with
It
that?
blows away any Spider-Man that's been out there.
I'm still on Team Toby.
Dude,
You know, I'm with him.
I watched Spider-Man 3 the other day on Epix. It fucking sucks.
Agreed,
When he does the whole,
The dance gimmick.
Yeah, the whole thing. Like,
No, we've had this conversation before in the comic episode, but that's what happened in the comics.
I know, dude, but it's just,
When he got the black suit and shit,
it's just
did
the way
that stuff.
the way he portrayed it. I was not happy with it.
I'm happier with
You're
Tobey
not supposed
Maguire.
to be happy with it.
know, I
You're
get
supposed
it.
to be a prick.
I'm happier with Maguire than I am with Garfield as Spider-Man because
I didn't dislike Garfield.
Okay, but Tobey Maguire,
He played a better Peter Parker. Yeah.
Look, Tobey Maguire plays that high school, etc., college,
But he's
guy to a
fucking
T.
40 years old, dude. Come on.
He still looks like he's fucking 15.
I don't care. I like the new Spider-Man.
Ralph
he plays
Macchio,
the
motherfucker.
better fucking
Ralph
Peter
Macchio was
Parker.
Still haven't
30.
seen the movie yet.
Ralph Macchio was 30 in Karate Kid 2. You can still,
don't
if you have
care.
the youthful look, you can still pull that role off.
I say, Eddie, watch the new Civil War.
He could still pull that role.
Tell me what you think.
Macchio or Maguire?
Macchio.
Okay.
Watch Civil War. Tell me what you think. Mike, Chris, tell me what you think.
I
And
will.
Go from there.
I haven't watched one of the Garfield films at all, and that was the one. You
seen
went and
them
saw the
both, and
Spider-Man
I have-
reboot.
I have both. You can borrow them.
They're
I will.
shit.
I agree.
They are crap.
The fact that you spent money for pride of ownership makes me question your judgment.
I'm
and
going to
that
punch
is
myself in the
why-
face
and
when I
that
get
is why
home.
Blair Witch is a good movie.
Oh,
let's take a quick one. When we come back, Loki will have this week's top 10, and we'll pay some mind to the sponsors.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Loki and Jabroni Show. Hey, if you love the Loki and Jabroni Show, stop at www.facebook.com/The Loki and Jabroni Show. Get involved in the conversation. Let us know what you think about today's topics and leave your suggestions. Loki and Jabroni Show is the #1 podcast in New England and the only podcast with an official endorsement from the demon god Cthulhu. Isn't that right, Mr. Cthulhu?
Welcome back. We're in the home stretch of the movie sequel episode. And real quick question around the room. Just got to know, before we go into top 10, starting with Lynch, favorite movie of all time? I just got to know.
Oh, Jesus. I'm a big horror movie buff, so I'm going to have to go with Jaws.
Okay. Mike?
Willow.
Okay. Mine's Scarface.
Good choice.
Mine's Scarface.
Good choice.
There's no question there. Ed, favorite movie of all time?
Pump up the volume.
You're a fucking liar.
Christian Slater. How can you not love it?
That's my favorite movie. Why do you think I do the shit I do?
All right. Fair enough. That's great. So as we wind this down, it is
Gleaming the Cube.
Yeah.
Gleaming the Cube.
I still think that's going to win the Oscar. Time will tell.
It's only been since 1986,
When they
I think.
when they reboot Gleaming the Cube, it'll get the Oscar. It is now my duty to hit this button right here. Your final countdown this week is brought to you by Viking Entertainment. If you want the best in parties, Sweet 16s, bar experiences, weddings, any DJ function you want, go to Facebook and find Viking Entertainment. And, sir,
Booyah.
I'm looking forward to this.
All right, so keeping with the movie theme, we decided, obviously, to do our movie segment today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. Hollywood just isn't kind to a lot of actors and actresses.
Okay.
We'll agree.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes they come in like fireballs and leave like bong hits.
Pretty much.
Right.
Pretty much.
Think about it like cup stoppers.
My list is just that.
Okay.
Top 10 actors, actresses that Hollywood just did them no favors whatsoever. Starting when they came off to where they are now.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Number 10, of course, he's like the poster child for this list. Mr. Gary Busey.
Oh.
He is, like I said, the poster child for what this list is.
Okay.
Number 9, Macaulay Culkin.
Ooh.
This poor kid, man. You know him from Home Alone. Well, if you see him now, yeah, let's just say Hollywood was not very kind to this gentleman right here. Number 8, we brought him up a few times. Mr. Tatum Channing.
Oh.
Channing Tatum.
Channing, whatever the fuck
matter.
his name is. It doesn't matter what his name is.
Have you
Finger
Channing
fuck
your
supreme
Tatum today?
Yeah, right.
Now, a lot of you are going to argue with me and say, that dude's career's not over yet. His career was over before it even started, people. Okay? Let's
got
just
nothing.
put it that way.
The minute those looks fade, it's over for him.
Number 7, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, and that breaks my heart, too.
I know it breaks your heart, but let's put it this way. One of the last movies that she did was Scooby-Doo.
And that's where I was going.
And
Okay.
I love Buffy.
I love Scooby-Doo too, and I love Buffy the Vampire
She's had
Slayer.
a couple failed TV shows.
I got two words. I got two words for all.
Absolutely.
In Hollywood, you fail upwards.
I got two words for all of you. Cruel intentions.
Look,
Oh, my God.
look, I
The
don't.
spank bank is now refilled.
You know what's Cruel Intentions?
Go ahead.
Her nose.
I can look past it when you got curves like that.
I'm pretty sure she ain't got those.
Taylor
no
Swift,
more.
anybody?
Number 6,
Curves?
Mr. Mel Gibson himself. Come on, man. If Hollywood didn't screw this man up,
He did it himself.
he would definitely do himself.
Anti-Semitism surely did it for him.
Passion of the Christ 2. Jesus is back, and he's pissed.
And see, you could have been the hero of the day. Bringing that up. When we said sequels that could have been made. Jiminy Christmas, if there's ever that Jesus has arrived and he's in 2016 trying to right the wrongs of the world. Lynch, you have failed this city.
I'm sorry. Back to Mike.
I was all Mel Gibson. That's all.
I know, and you set him up.
It's Mel Gibson. That's all it takes.
Planning Passion of the Christ sequel, as reported by
Get the fuck out of
Are
here.
you shitting me? Is that real?
Mel Gibson confirms Passion of the Christ sequel. Fox News.
Well,
What the fuck?
He needs to have something coming back.
Okay, stop. I got to stop this.
Braveheart, come on.
How? I've read the book. How do you do a sequel to Passion of the Christ when the motherfucker died at the end?
It's easy.
He has not stopped.
You do 2 hours of people waiting for the fucking rock to roll.
He has not
Exactly,
come
dude.
back. He has not come back for 2016 years. How do you do a sequel to Passion?
No, he does come back briefly after being crucified.
He opens the rock. He goes and.
Do you even Old Testament, bro?
No, I don't believe
It's called Easter, Chris.
No.
Easter.
And then he rises
tell you
and he
what.
goes up to
Number
the
5.
kingdom.
Number 5 can help you with that.
Maybe.
Number
Just
5.
do it, Mr. Shia LaBeouf himself. Oh, come on, man. He had a pretty good start off. If you guys don't forget,
He had a good run.
He was Stevens.
He was iRobot.
Holes.
He had a little spot in iRobot, which wasn't
Great fucking movie.
fantastic, for him, but it opened up
John
the doors.
Constantine, classic.
There you
Best
go.
fucking comic book ever, Hellblazer.
Well, let's be
Thank you.
honest with you. When he first came on, this kid looked like he was going to be. And to be honest with you, Transformers, the very first one,
He was hot.
he was hot in it. He was doing good. Unfortunately,
Not a bad movie.
Unfortunately, Hollywood got to our boy. Number 4. And this goes right with our boy, Megan Fox.
Wow.
When she came into the friggin' thing, once again, she was all this fantastic. She was quoted as once saying, "I'm like Marilyn Monroe, and I'm not going to let Hollywood change me."
Horse? 7,000
plastic surgeries later,
Ed's been waiting for that.
we have Megan Fox. Yeah.
She's looking like Dolly Parton, but she's like 40 years
If
younger.
you guys haven't seen the latest TMNT,
And I've got cow thumbs.
she's definitely in that.
Oh, yeah.
And if you have HD, you can
God.
see
Jonah
the
Hex.
crevices.
You can see the scars from the
Come on, Eddie. Come on. Jonah Hex, come on. Really?
I'm just waiting for a DC movie to do good.
God damn it.
I thought they did good with the last one, but that's...
Batman versus
Number
Superman
3
was not bad.
Mr. Cheeseburger Eater himself, Mr. David Hasselhoff. Now, don't
no.
Look,
Overruled.
Look.
You don't hassle the Hoff.
I was waiting.
You're not Hasselhoff.
I am hassling the Hoff. Because not only does this guy give us some of the worst shark movies ever.
Sharknado 3.
The third one.
Any movie that he has touched, including Dodgeball, is crap.
I don't know.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
He was good in Click. Let's be honest. He was good in Click. But one
In
movie...
Click?
Did you
Click?
know? Click. Not Click.
Oh, Adam Sandler.
I'm sorry.
Where he was the boss and Adam Sandler slapped the shit out of him, pausing the gimmick and all that bullshit.
Just because you ain't messing with my click.
Right. But you're right. No.
Click.
Let's not step on his thing. You're right. Every movie he touches is like fucking made for TV garbage.
And number 2, who was hot and just is completely not anymore? Number 2, Tara Reid. Come on. She came onto the scene and
come on.
everybody and her mother wanted to bang a little Tara Reid. And then once everybody did bang Tara Reid, well, this is what we
She
got
got
now.
those implants where one was bigger than the other.
That's her own fault.
Like one was like north and south.
That was her own fault.
That was her own fault.
And someone
She
should have
knows.
told her.
Buyer beware, man.
You
Buyer
can't be
beware.
anorexic and have implants.
If
You
you're
can't.
gonna buy some titties, make sure they're like proportionate. I guess.
Yes. And my number 1, my numero uno, And this is just recently, in case you haven't seen this great hot music that he just came out with, Mr. Corey Haim.
Yeah, isn't he dead?
Isn't he dead?
Corey Feldman. Feldman, my bad. Feldman.
Dead too?
Top 10.
No, Feldman's still alive. He was just on the Today Show.
No,
Which Corey is alive?
Corey Feldman is alive. And
all right,
if you see this video, you're going to think that he's dead.
I'll find this and I'll send it to you.
Please do.
He comes out to this squelching, I swear to God, I think it's dolphins playing guitars.
Tonight Show. Today Show.
Oh
my God,
and
dude.
He's doing one of these numbers and just I don't know what Hollywood did to you, buddy. But it touched you in a real special way. A real
special way. Show the judge on the dolly where Hollywood touched you.
Show me on the doll where Hollywood touched you.
I still want Goonies 2.
And he could do it.
He could still do it. But he's just going to play like, hey, Mikey, gotta go back. Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
$50 bill.
Oh, my God. What is wrong with you people?
I didn't think that performance was that bad.
Oh, that was horrible,
The
dude.
Today Show performance?
Horrible.
Were you watching with your eyes open or were you using the Force?
Even if you were watching with your eyes closed, what the fuck was
exactly.
that?
Eddie, don't fall into the key.
Oh, my God. I want to throw some love out real quick to our fantastic other sponsors, Sublime Ink, Tattoo and Piercing in Groton, Connecticut. The phone number is 860-445-4400. The address is 577 Route 12 in Groton, Connecticut. For your next great tattoo experience, you want to get pierced, you want to get tattooed, go see my man Falcon Dave Kovalik, who no doubt is enjoying what happened yesterday against the Carolina Panthers. Go down and see the Batgirl Dana Batts. Go down and see the very hairy and, in some cases, sexy Justin Furr. Or, if you're feeling extra saucy, you can go see
Dave the Nightmare Kruger.
Tell them the Loki and Jabroni Show sent you. They accept walk-ins. Deposits are not required. You don't have to pay for drawings, and their rates are $100 an hour. They also have a shop minimum of $60. So go down and see our friends. Tell them the Loki and Jabroni Show sent you. And you know what? Enjoy your next great tattoo experience.
Which, guys, come on. $60 tattoo, what are you going to get? Like 2 initials?
I don't know. I got this thing right here, but unfortunately a skin condition caused half of it to come up, but Dave's still working on it.
You can get like Chinese symbol potpourri where they just throw one on there and they don't tell you what it means.
I love that.
Oh, when you get whatever Chinese symbol is out there, it means love. No, it doesn't. It means shrimp fried rice, motherfucker.
I can't wait to see the Chinese person that actually has random, like, English letters.
Oh, that'd be awesome. You go to China.
Awesome, dude.
You walk in there and it's like ACK, and you're like, dude, what the fuck is that?
It says like I eat cock down the side.
I don't know. Guy says it stands for strength in your...
It means love. Ak means love? On what fucking planet?
I don't see a lot of Asians with like Asian symbol tattoos, so it makes me wonder.
But you see a lot of American people with Asian symbol tattoos.
You see a lot of Americans with Asian tattoos, Mongolian tattoos.
Look, I've got one.
If
I did my
has
research.
Something to do without America, it's on our
sure
body.
You did.
I know what it means. You can look it up. Strength. That's what it means. It's all good. You're right. How? As a society, do you not do your research and you just let somebody tattoo a symbol onto your body? Oh, it means love.
No regrets.
No regrets. Sorry. I was eating a milky
Regrets, baby. Fucking spell check is a wonder.
Spell check and the Google machine is a fantastic gimmick.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you gotta go with it. That's my next tattoo.
That would be awesome.
Across my chest. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, N-word.
N-word.
And that's what it's going to say, N-word, right on my chest. No offense to our black folks. I refuse to use the word African American because chances are your lineage doesn't come from Africa. It comes from Jamaica or whatever. I've already did that in my rant Saturday night. Eddie's sweating right now.
He's fucking sweating.
Here comes the story.
I'm watching the demographic.
I know. I'm watching the wall get another 20 feet added onto it again.
Saturday night, I'm sitting.
The next debate, Mr. Trump's like, I've been listening to these guys, Loki and Jabroni. They're pretty good.
Hey, free press.
He knows what he's talking about.
Free press.
He wants to add 20 yards to that wall again. I agree.
Saturday night, I was watching, against my religion, the Michigan-Wisconsin game. And during the Michigan-Wisconsin, so am I.
Yeah.
And I watch on Facebook a guy who I know, name not going to be mentioned because I'd rather not have his house burnt down, tells me of a story of his kid played in a 6 to 8 midget micro, whatever the league is, football game. The entire team kneeled down during the national anthem.
What the
You're
fuck?
6 to 8 years old. What the fuck do you know about protest? What you know is SpongeBob, boogers, and school.
They know what the coach told them.
Exactly, and that was my point. But heaven forbid I expressed that viewpoint on a live video and people came at me like I was fucking Hitler, which I'm not. I believe in tolerance. I believe everybody should work together to make things better. But no, heaven forbid I happen to have an opinion on 6 to 8 year olds kneeling down during the anthem. I was chastised like nobody's business. My point is simple. Do your fucking homework. And somebody's phone's going off. It wasn't loud, but I heard the vibration. Oh, it's Ed's phone.
All right, guys. Well, we want to thank you guys each and every week for coming in here and supporting us. Make sure you guys are going to that Patreon website for us.
We never mentioned Patreon. Holy shit.
No, it'll be on there. It'll be
in one of the bumpers.
It'll be in the bumpers. Don't you worry. Make sure you guys visit us on Facebook. Make sure you guys get those likes in. If you have any questions, any comments, any ideas for shows, make sure you guys drop those. And like I said, we'll be working on this website really soon. Be open up for you guys very, very soon. We love you guys all very much.
Thank you very much to Strykerz McLynch, a.k.a. Chris Lynch, a.k.a. Dirty Buttfucker, for being here.
Tumor McFuckstick.
Yeah. He posted his information online so that you can harass him about.
You can come to my address,
which was
all right, Eddie.
And to your point, next week Pepsi only. I'm not drinking next week. You want to go?
Yeah, right. Good luck. Good luck on that,
I've done it before and I'll do it again.
Good luck on that, dude.
Pepsi only.
I can already see the seizure.
Wait. It's happening.
It might be happening now.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks, guys. Love you.